for this Labette County team. We'll see what they do tonight, but this is not going to be the traditional power Labette County team we're used to seeing.
Well, I was going down through their roster, and they're really short this year. Really no tall presence, no rim protector.
Yeah, I've yet to look at the roster, so bear with me on that one. But yeah, I did know coming into this, it was going to be a team, a Labette County team of players that there would be some familiar names, but not familiar names that had a lot of playing experience. They had quite a bit of senior leadership on that team last year, and they will have some pretty good guards looking at it. Obviously, Shelby Wilson, one of the quickest players in the SEK. She was a key member of this team last year. So we'll see as the game goes on what this Labette County team brings. As far as your Chanute Blue Comets go, it's been a struggle on both ends of the ball. The defense has started slow in just about every game, but as the game has gone on, has improved when they've switched up the defense. Now, on the offensive side of things, it's just been a big fat question mark. Who is going to be the player that can take over on offense? Peyton Shields has had some spurts where, okay, maybe she's going to take over a game, but then it kind of dies out. We've seen some of the outside shooting at times. What's really been lacking is the inside post play, and Chanute obviously not a very tall team, but with that being said, they've got to get the ball inside to Jalen Smith and Kearney Fulmer and see if they can make something happen.
Oh, absolutely, and you're right. You know, Paige Shields, she carries the team at times, but it seems like when one of the girls gets hot, we just stop feeding them the ball and go away from them, and, you know, like you said, it dies off.
Yeah, and we'll see, again, what they can do tonight. Again, this is our Commercial Bank pregame show. We are broadcasting from our K's Place broadcast table, and a big thank you to the fine folks here at Labette County for getting this K's Place broadcast table set up for us here tonight, as you know, we are on the upper concourse down in the corner. So if you are watching the live stream, you will notice not your mid-court view that we've had the first 3 games of the season, but still a good view of the basketball court. Obviously, we're down on this end. It'll be right in your face. On the other end, a little bit of a view, but, you know, we do with what we can, and should get you all the views tonight.
There you go.
As that's the most important thing, of course, whether you're viewing the live stream or tuning in on air, we do appreciate it, as it'll be a fun night of basketball. We are going to take a quick 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have a little bit more of our Commercial Bank pregame show. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z 95.3. back here at Labette County High School here in Harrison Gymnasium. Arguably one of the most unique in this day and age anyway, basketball gymnasiums. It's one of the oldest, and if you can't respect the craftsmanship of the way this place was built, then I don't know what to tell you, Jay, but this is one of my favorite places to go. It's also one of my least favorite places to go at the same time because I've got a lot of bad memories in this gymnasium.
Well, you know that the architecture is very, very, very detailed in the building of this gym here. It's really cool.
It's very cool. That's one way to say it. I mean, they've got some new seats here behind us, too. I don't know if you noticed that. So no plans in the near future anyway to get a new gym because they just put new seats in. So to me, that tells me they want at least 20, 30 more years out of this bad boy, which is the way it should be. I enjoy when a school takes care of a place like this. Now, I was telling you before we got here, heads up, it might be warm. I know it was cool outside today, but this gym, it's unique where it's got heat, which, hey, everybody loves heat. It does not have air conditioning, and last year when we played here, it was towards the very end of the season, and it was like an 80-degree day outside. And let me tell you, at 6 o'clock when they had tip-off, it felt like 90 degrees inside this gym. I was sweating bullets. It was not fun, but again, nicer weather today around the area, cooler weather. I consider that nicer. I don't know about you.
It wasn't bad out.
No. I'm a big fan of like mid to upper 30s, low 40s. Like that's my kind of weather. But beautiful setting here inside this non-air conditioned gymnasium. But it'll be an interesting matchup. Obviously, Coach Fox here in Chanute, he's used to playing in this gym. He's had a little bit of success, but he's also had a lot of losses, and that's mainly due to former Labette County coach Christy Snyder. Now Coach Snyder no longer coaching at Labette County. She had one heck of a career here. She won hundreds of games. I can't remember the exact number. I want to say it was north of 200. It may be more, way more than that. I don't want to disrespect her by any means, but she decided to call it quits last year. I have heard through rumors that may or may not have been her decision. They a lot of success. They'd been to state 5-6 years in a row, but decided they wanted to hand things over to then assistant coach Brianna Vollmer, and she takes over the head coaching reins. And if it tells you anything about whether or not Coach Snyder wanted to let it go or continue coaching, she's now an assistant coach for the boys team at rival Parsons.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, Parsons had an opening. One of their former assistants on the guys' side, Jaron Dixon, took an assistant job at Labette County Community College. So they had an opening, and there was a lot of names out there, but former longtime Labette County coach Christy Snyder joined rival Parsons. I mean, yeah, to me that just said a lot.
Well, but there's sometimes, though, when a coach retires and they're set at home for 3 or 4 months and they get the itch.
I could be wrong, but I
don't know. I don't
Coach
know.
Snyder had the itch well before she decided to quit coaching here. But nonetheless, it's a new coach, Brianna Vollmer. She's had success on this staff with this team, a very capable coach, and we'll see tonight that she'll have these Lady Grizzlies extremely motivated, and it'll be a heck of a matchup here tonight between Labette County and Chanute.
Well, it's really different, though, sitting in the second chair and sitting into that number 1 chair.
You want the first chair?
No, I'm good.
I'll let you call the game if you want.
No, I'll stay over here.
I can go down to Coffeyville and call that Independence Coffeyville game.
I'm good right here, brother.
Well, I was giving you the shot. But anyway, that is going to wrap up our Commercial Bank pregame show. We're going to take another 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and be that much closer to opening tip-off. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z 95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, starting lineups have been announced. We'll get them to you. For Labette County, going to be number 10, Kaiten O'Brien, number 11, Nevaeh Jones, number 14, Audrey Dewey, number 24, Shelby Wilson, and number 34, Ridley Lynn Cern. For your Blue Comets, going to be number 4, Peyton Shields, number 5, Preston Keating, number 24, Tyra Bogle, number 42, Jay Smith, and number 44, Kearney Fulmer. And as we mentioned in pregame, the coaches here tonight for Labette County, Brianna Vollmer. For your Chanute Blue Comets, Dustin Fox. Opening tip-off goes to Labette, ends up into the hands of Jones. He'll swing it around, now into the hands of Dewey. Dewey gives it up top to Wilson. Now they go into the corner, three-point shot put up by Nevaeh Jones. Hard off the rim, off the glass, and rebound fought for. Initially goes to Labette County, but after a missed shot, Chanute will pull it down. Tyra Bogle going to bring it up the floor for the Blue Comets. Issues holding onto the ball is Bogle. Smith driving inside. Tries to take it all the way, now has to kick it out, and Kearney Fulmer going to be charged with the travel. Coach Fox telling her, take that shot. No reason not to.
Oh, she was wide open. She might as well.
So it'll be a turnover, possession back to the Grizzlies. O'Brien going to bring it down the floor. Jones thought about another three, decided to pass up on it. Dewey inside, it's going to be likely a turnover. As they get a tie-up, ball went down onto the floor. Looked like that was Smith for Chanute and Wilson for Labette County on the tie-up. Possession arrow favors Chanute. Peyton Shields going to bring it up the floor, gives it off to Keating on the left wing. He'll dribble around now, picks up the dribble, has to get it back to Shields. Peyton driving around, hands off to Fulmer. She hesitates, gives it to Bogle. Bogle, long three-point shot, going hard off the iron. Rebound going to be fought for, and they'll say it will stay with the Blue Comets.
Chanute seems to be going a little slow. Is it just me, or they seem to be moving a little slow?
Well, they're definitely patient. We've seen that pretty much all year long. Inbound goes to Bogle. She'll drive on the inside, up and under move. They're going to say a tie-up.
Ooh, I don't know about that there.
Looked a little low on the arm to me, but nonetheless, possession will go back to Labette County. O'Brien brings it down the floor, kicks it out to Dewey. Long two-point shot. That won't go. Rebound fought for, and we're going to get a push on Wilson. Excuse me. They're going to call it on number 11, Nevaeh Jones. It'll be her first foul, first team foul as well. Well, minute 40 into this one, we're still scoreless. Bogle with it, left wing, now gives off to Smith. Smith hands off to Keating, now up top to Fulmer. Fulmer going to drive inside. Tries to lay it in, but leaves it a little short. Rebound goes to Labette County.
Good idea there. She just didn't finish.
Labette now trying to set up their offense. They'll get it into the corner to Wilson. Didn't like what she saw. Now they'll kick it back the other direction. O'Brien with it. Hands off to Dewey. Dewey back to Jones. Jones driving baseline. Kicks it into the corner. Pump fake. And driving to the basket. Missing the shot is O'Brien. And there on the offensive rebound, that's number 34, Ridley Lynn Cern. Her shot won't go, but she's fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot two. First free throw rattles in and out. Checking into the game for Labette County, going to be number 22, Addison Rexwinkle. Second free throw attempt here for Lynn Cern. And that one tried to climb out, but falls in. 1-0, Labette County on top, 5:36 to play. Pass up to Bogle. And Coach Fox signaling timeout. No official down this area could hear him. With 5:29 to play in the first quarter, Chanute still with possession of the basketball. Bounce pass inside, nearly stolen away. Jalen Smith able to bring it in. Shields thought about the three-point shot, decides against it. Jalen Smith will not think against it, and she'll drain the three from the right wing. And Jalen Smith trying to pump up her teammates on the bench. Chanute leading now 3-1. 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Hopefully now that lid's off the basket. Chanute put the ball in there a little more.
Now we've seen Jalen Smith a little more aggressive shooting the long ball this year, not something we're used to seeing. That'll be a double dribble.
I think Peyton got away with a foul right there. She a little bump in there.
I thought you meant up top prior to that.
Oh.
I think once she got away with the first one, she was going to be okay being aggressive. Tried to go behind the back. That'll be a steal by O'Brien, and O'Brien just lays it in over the shorter Shields. Shields being pressured. Has to get rid of it. Gets it up to Bogle. Now to Keating.
Oh.
Keating kicks it out into the corner. Preston Keating, three-point shot won't go. And now Labette County going quickly the other way. Wilson going to try a three-point shot, and Shelby Wilson drains that. Puts Labette County up 6-3, 4:08 to play in the first quarter.
Yeah, they're going to have to get out and pressure the shooters on that. You can't let her have an open look.
Peyton Shields dribbled into a trap, and Coach Fox was forced to take a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take the 30 seconds with them. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Harrison Gymnasium here at Labette County High School. Lady Grizzlies leading 6-3 over the Blue Comets halfway through the first quarter. Peyton Shields going to take the long two and gets that one to fall. Makes it 6-5. Chanute within one. 3:45 to play, excuse me. And we got another tie-up. He likes the tie-up.
They are very quick with that tonight.
Benefits Chanute, however, this time. Peyton Shields will avoid dribbling into that trap this time. Gets it off to Bogle. Now up top to Haviland. Kelsey Haviland, Ashley Haviland both checking in, as does Kinley Chard. Labette County with it now. O'Brien puts up the shot. Lots of contact. No foul.
I think she was trying to draw a foul there. She wasn't really wanting to shoot
She wanted
the ball.
it. Peyton Shields with it now. Dribbling around top of the key. Hands off to Kelsey Haviland. And Haviland will travel with it. That'll be a turnover. Possession back to the Grizzlies. Checking in for Labette County, number 30, Allie Martin. Grizzlies going to bring the ball up the floor. 3:09 to play in the first quarter. Jay, if I didn't mention it earlier, I am a little under the weather if I sound a little dull tonight. I do apologize. Just trying to get through this one.
I totally understand.
Three-point shot put up by O'Brien, and she gets that one to climb over the front of the rim. 9-5, Labette County on top. 2:44 to play in the first quarter. Kelsey Haviland with it, gives off to Bogle, now to Chard. Chard left wing, gives off to Ashley Haviland. She'll pass it off to her sister. And she'll kick it back up top to Peyton Shields. The offense will reset. Comets swinging around the three-point arc once again, as there's no true big on the floor, as it was Tyra Bogle who got inside in the paint. Pass went into her, and she was bumped. as that'll be the second team foul on Labette County, as it was charged to Kaiten O'Brien, her first. Peyton Shields to inbound, gets it in to Bogle. Bogle spins on the inside and gets the layup to go. Cuts the lead down to 2. It's 9-7. Grizzlies on top. Ball nearly stolen away, and it is stolen away as Peyton Shields was able to get her hand in there. Kinley Chard comes up with it. Blue Comets going quickly the other way. Haviland wants the lead, but too strong on the three-point shot, misses everything. Possession will go back to Labette County.
Right idea.
Yeah, right idea. I've seen better shots before in my life.
Oh, me too.
But definitely the right idea. And Dewey,
oh my goodness,
could have been called with a travel. Ultimately was not.
Yeah, she had her luggage packed there. She was moving.
Floater put up on the baseline. That one was by Jones. Shot was missed. Kinley Chard looking to go coast to coast. Nearly loses it. Kicks it up top to Shields. And they'll reset. Shields going to take the three-point shot herself. Misses it. We will have a foul under the basket on the rebound attempt. I think they're going to get a push on Labette County. That's number 14, Audrey Dewey. Her first team foul. The third foul on Labette County. Inbound going to go up top to Kelsey Haviland. She'll kick it off to Chard. Chard going to fire a three-point shot. Went hard off the back of the iron. Rebound goes to Labette County. Grizzlies going to bring it up the floor this time. Pass there goes to Rexwinkle. Now she'll give it back to Jones. Jones tries to drive, gets cut off, kicks it back out to Rexwinkle. Rexwinkle driving baseline, but Chard a little too aggressive. She'll get caught reaching in.
She did a good job of closing out on that shooter there at the first, and then just had to reach because she got by her.
First foul on Chard, second team foul for the Blue Comets. Inbound goes to Jones. She'll be guarded by Shields. Picks up her dribble. Ball nearly swatted out of bounds. And Rexwinkle now driving to the basket, misses the layup. And the rebound will stay here as Martin brings it in. 45 seconds to play in the quarter. Jones driving. They're going to call a foul on the floor. Looks like they're going to get Tyra Bogle. That'll be her first and the team's third. So both teams now with 3 team fouls. Inbound goes to Martin. Now they'll give it up top to Jones. Martin down near corner. And they'll swing it around the other direction. Rexwinkle with it, looking inside. And gives it to Shelby Wilson. And good defense there. Peyton Shields went straight up. Caused Wilson to hesitate, drag that back foot. She gets nabbed with the travel.
Yeah, that was a really good job there by her to not reach and not jump up into her.
Jalen Smith, Kearney Fulmer both checking in. Bogle and Chard will check out. Final 30 seconds of the first quarter. Blue Comets trailing 9-7. Pressure going to be put on here by the Grizzlies. And that ball is going to would have been thrown away. But it goes off the knee of number 34, Ridley Lynn Cern of Labette County. So possession going to stay with the Blue Comets.
They got really, really lucky right there.
Yeah, that was a wild pass. Quick three-point shot put up. Don't like that. Considering the clock. Jalen Smith now driving, kicks it back out to Haviland. Haviland leaves it short. And Labette County going to get an opportunity here with 5 seconds left. Clock down to 2. And I think we're going to get a push as Haviland too aggressive. Keating going to check in, see who checks out. Peyton Shields going to check out. Labette with 0.8 of a second left, so they do have time for a catch and shoot here. Jones inbound it to a wide open Wilson. and she drains the three. Horrible defense there by Chanute as they just left Shelby Wilson wide open and makes it a 12-7 lead after one. We'll send it back to the studio for 60 seconds. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, 12-7, Labette County leading after one. It was a 2-point game and 0.8 of a second left. Labette County had an opportunity to inbound from the baseline, and Chanute decided to leave Shelby Wilson about as wide open as you could possibly ask for, and as you would imagine, she drilled the three-point shot, giving Labette a 5-point lead, and to make matters worse, Labette County will start with possession here in the second quarter.
Yeah, a little sleeping there on defense.
Yeah, not a great possession was that final 0.8 of a second. Jones thought about the three. Now she'll drive, take a long two, falling away. Offensive rebound for Labette County as that was number 34, Ridley Lynn Cern. She gets the layup to go. Blue Comets trailing by a touchdown. Ball swatted down out of bounds by Labette County. Possession will stay with Chanute.
I think the girls here just need to find a sense of urgency.
Yeah, definitely feel like they're playing slow, as you mentioned. Even those passes when they're trying to fight through the pressure just seem, there's nothing on them.
No, I agree. They're just.
Quick whistle under the basket. And we're going to get a foul on Preston Keating. Player control foul, I believe. So that'll be her first, team's fifth. More importantly, possession goes back to Labette County.
You know, that stuff right there, that's stuff that we can't have right now, especially trailing by 7.
Dewey with it on the far wing. Gives it up top to O'Brien. Now back to Dewey. Dewey looking inside, nothing there. She'll just drive it herself. Now picks up her dribble, has to get rid of it. O'Brien driving, and her floater will go. It climbs over the rim. 16-7, Labette County on top. Chanute attempting to break this press. And we're going to get a timeout by Chanute. Coach Fox wants a full 60 seconds to talk about it. We'll take the full minute with him. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, Chanute trailing 16-7 as Labette County on a 7-0 run here between the end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter. Bogle with it, tries to hand it off to Jalen Smith. Smith spins on the inside, and going to say she gets fouled. It's a little out of control. I'm not sure where she was going with that ball, but she's bailed out.
I don't think she knew either.
Fouls charged to number 14, Audrey Dewey. Her second, team's fourth. Inbound goes to Smith. Smith tries to give it off to Haviland. It goes through her hands, out to Bogle. And now Keating with it, gives off to Shields. Notice nobody for Chanute, wants to catch a ball cleanly.
No, I was just going to comment on that myself.
And another whistle. Catch that call?
It was a travel.
Travel. Gotcha.
She shuffled her feet standing down there.
Gotcha. So it's a turnover. Possession back to Labette County. Grizzlies lead 16-7. 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. O'Brien with it. Tries to drive past Shields. Shields cuts her off. She'll give it up to Rexwinkle. Rexwinkle now picks up her dribble. And Peyton Shields going to get charged with a trip there. Just a little too aggressive on the defensive side. That's a tough one because if O'Brien doesn't step on Peyton Shields' foot, that's not a foul.
Absolutely.
It is the right call. It's just one of those ones where, what do you do?
Absolutely. I mean,
Kinley Chard checking into the game, as is Keating. Rexwinkle with it, now O'Brien. O'Brien gets it over to Rexwinkle in the corner. She's got a wide open look from three. And Addison Rexwinkle drains it. 19-7 and a 10-0 run here by Labette County. They give it over to Bogle. He's able to dribble out of it. Now driving on the inside, a little out of control. Ball's on the floor. Labette County comes up with it. Jones will lay it in for two. And Coach Fox going to call his third timeout of the game. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Labette County leading 21-7. We'll take 30 seconds with them. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here, Labette County High School, 21-7. Grizzlies leading Chanute. And it was 9-7 with 0.8 of a second left to play in the first quarter. And my, oh my, how things have changed since then.
Yeah, Chanute just playing with no sense of urgency to me.
Bogle with it. Gets it out to Shields. Shields thought about the three-point shot, decides against it. And now she'll pass over to Keating. Keating on the left wing, puts the ball on the floor, now spins, trying to get on the inside, and she'll have to kick it back out. Smith with it, throws it into no man's land. Bogle able to come up with it. Now Shields gives off to Chard. And this Blue Comet offense just going nowhere right now.
They need a bucket right here.
And they lob it inside to Bogle, and ball stolen right out of her grasp. O'Brien quickly the other way, and she was fast. Jones with it, now back to O'Brien, and O'Brien shuffles the feet, and that'll be a turnover. Possession back to Chanute. Ashley Haviland, Kearney Fulmer are going to check back in. Bogle and Chard to check out. Smith to inbound. She gets it into Shields. More pressure being put on by Labette County. Jalen Smith with it now. She's triple team momentarily. Was able to get rid of it, however.
Well, Labette County's thinking if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And another turnover as Peyton Shields, kind of a soft pass. It was stolen away. Jalen Smith trying to fight for it. Rolls up onto Caton O'Brien. And O'Brien going to get a one-on-one opportunity as that was the 7th team foul on Chanute, the 2nd on Jay Smith.
Yeah, they'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Front end of the one-and-one was missed. And ball batted out of bounds off of Allie Martin. Possession back to the Blue Comets. So no points from that foul by Smith. Chanute quickly going the other way. They try to throw it up top to Haviland. Ball saved by Fulmer. Haviland in the lane, but can't get the shot to go. Rebound goes to Labette County. O'Brien gets inside. She's got to get rid of it. And they go into the corner to Rexwinkle. Now down low. They'll kick it back out. Labette County going to reset. O'Brien with it, puts the ball on the floor, tries to go baseline. Good defense there from Keating. Rexwinkle driving on the inside, and we're going to get an offensive foul. Good job, Ashley Haviland standing her ground. Addison Rexwinkle just a little too out of control. To be completely honest, I think the offensive foul came more from Rexwinkle being out of control and less about Haviland being set.
I agree with you.
Definitely an argument to be made that Haviland didn't exactly have her feet 100% set. Haviland going to fire a three up from the corner. Leaves that one a little short. The rebound goes to Labette County.
Who fired that shot up? Sorry.
Ashley Haviland. They'll kick it into the corner to Rexwinkle. Rexwinkle sidestep and avoids Bogle that time. Gets the layup to go. 2 more for Addison Rexwinkle and 2 more for Labette County, who now lead this game by 16 points. 23-7, 2:25 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, I knew that's what I figured they was going to get her with the walk there.
Kearney Fulmer was wide open under the basket, and it didn't even appear she needed to take a step at all, dribble anything, just lay the ball up.
Right.
This has been an abysmal quarter for the Blue Comets, a scoreless quarter as well. Rexwinkle gets it inside to Boss. Audrey Boss, who just checked in. Her shot was missed, however. Rebound goes to Chanute. Bogle going to bring the ball up the floor. And Peyton Shields going to try a long three. Leaves that one short. The rebound will be fought for. We'll have a tie-up here. And possession arrow will favor Chanute. Say this, Chanute's leaving a lot of shots short as if they're tired, but the last thing you should be is tired.
Right, especially coming out of a break.
Now, I will say this, in doing games in Independence for 8 years with Kane Carpenter, Kane always had this theory that when you are the road team, three-point shot missed there by Keating, rebound goes to Labette, was saying when you're the road team on a day when school is not in session, again, Chanute did not have school today, and when you're the visiting team, usually you come out slow because there was a lot of sitting around at home, eating potato chips, playing video games. I'm not saying that's what happened. Just hypothetical there, as another three-point shot was missed. But his theory is looking a little foolproof right now.
And I'm agreeing with him.
So they did get a jump ball there. Possession goes to Labette. It was an awfully physical jump ball. It looked like Haviland was going over the top of the Labette County defender, but nonetheless, they get the tie-up. Possession does come to Labette. Minute 5 to play here in the quarter, a quarter that has been dominated by Labette County. Three-point shot put up by O'Brien. That one goes off the glass and then the side of the iron. The rebound goes to Keating. Keating facing pressure, and now she'll give it up to Peyton Shields. Shields back to Keating. She'll cross the timeline. 48 seconds to play in this second quarter. Kelsey Havlin with it now. She'll give it off to Fulmer. Now Keating. They're in the weave offense. Not being fooled is Labette. Havlin nearly traveled, and now Chanute's going to reset. Clock now down to 25 seconds. Peyton Shields driving on the inside, and they're going to say she was pushed. Foul on the floor, however, just the 6th team foul. So possession will stay with Chanute. They'll get an inbound under the basket. We're getting 23.3 seconds to play. Shields to inbound under the basket. Got to get it in quickly. Inbound goes to Havlin. Kelsey with it, gives it off to Preston Keating on the left wing. And now to Peyton Shields up top. She'll hand off to Bogle, now to Fulmer. Fulmer spins around, kicks it off to Havlin, now to Shields. Clock down to 6. Peyton Shields hesitating, driving inside, spins, puts up the falling fadeaway, and right before the buzzer, Chanute gets their first points of the quarter, and they'll trail by 14 at half. Our score after 16 minutes of play, Labette County 23, Chanute 9. We'll send it back to the studio for 4 minutes. When we come back, we will have your Row Motors and Trailer Sales halftime report. You're listening to Chanute Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. back here at Labette County High School. Our score at halftime, Labette County Grizzlies 23, Chanute Blue Comets 9. And as a reminder, we mentioned it was 9-7. Labette had a 2-point lead with 0.8 of a second left to play in the first quarter. And then a wide open gifted 3-point shot was made to make it a 5-point lead, 12-7 after the end of the first quarter, and then a dominating second quarter by Labette County where they outscored Chanute 11-0 until the final second when Peyton Shields got a falling away 5-footer to go down. And that's how we got here, a 14-point lead for Labette County. And Jay, who's our leading scorers in this one?
For the Blue Comets, Peyton Shields leads the team with 4. Jalen Smith has 3, and Tyra Bogle has 2. For Labette County, O'Brien's our leading scorer with 7. Chevy Wilson has 6. Addison Randwinkle 5. Ridley Leanne Chrome has 3. And Nevaeh Jones has 2. Labette County is shooting 45% from the floor tonight. And Chanute's shooting 24% from the floor.
What was that name on number 34?
Yeah, you got it. I'm not the name guy. That's why I'm in the second chair, not the one chair.
You keep butchering names like that, and they're not even going to let you sit down.
That's all right. I can stand up.
But yeah, it's been a less than good first half, especially that second quarter, as you mentioned. Was it 23% shooting for Chanute?
24% for the half.
24%. Yeah, not going to win many games when you shoot 24%. I'm actually surprised it's that high considering Chanute has 9 points. But that also goes to show the fact that Chanute doesn't get a lot of shots up.
No, they took 6 shots in the second quarter. And we didn't get our first shot off till 2:38 left to go in the half.
Wow. Yeah, that's not a great stat, not one you're definitely proud of. Why don't you shoot me those stats kind of as we're going?
Yeah.
I like that. I like those good numbers there. But
well, the 3-man weave is just not going to work.
Yeah.
We got to put the ball pressure on the basket, especially when you're trailing by this much.
Yeah, going to have to find a way to get the offense going again. It doesn't matter how good of defense you play. You score 9 points again in a half, and you're still going to lose this game by 5, even if you shut Labette County down.
Absolutely.
You've got to find a way to score points. It's been the issue through 3.5 games this season. Again, the defense, not great, but, 23 points. They're on pace to score 46. You'd want to play a little bit better, but defense isn't where you're going to point your finger as to the reason you're losing this game right now.
No, well, but I hate to say this, but in my opinion, which is just an opinion, I'm not a coach, I'm up here talking with you, I think he needs to get out of that 2-3 zone because Labette County evidently can shoot the ball from outside, and they're not afraid to let it go.
Yeah, they've definitely hit some outside shots when needed, and that's the reason they lead this game by 14. And we'll see what halftime adjustments Coach Fox decides to make and see if they can't get things turned around in the third quarter. This is kind of similar to the way it felt in Winfield when just nothing went right in the first half. And then Chanute was able to get it within, I believe, 2 in the third. They made a big run, but then Winfield took over late. So we'll see if maybe in the third quarter here, Chanute can go on a run, get this thing within 5, 6, 7 points, and then give themselves a chance in the fourth quarter. But it's going to take a massive effort here in the third.
That's right. Labette County shot 67% from 3 in the first half. That's shooting the ball.
Yeah, and as I was mentioning, and one thing you've got to remember as a player, down 23-9, you're not going to win the game in the third quarter.
Correct.
But you can get back in the game and give yourself a chance to win in the fourth. They've got to find a way to get offense, but they've got to do the little things right first and give themselves a chance. We're going to send it back to the studio for 3 minutes, wrap up our Rowe Motors and Trailer Sales halftime show. And when we come back, we will start the second half You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Quickly back to action here to start the third quarter, and Tyra Bogle drives it inside and gets the layup to go. So after it took 7 minutes and 59 seconds to score a point in the second quarter, it takes less than 10 seconds to score points in the third. And answering on the other end for Labette County.
Who was that there for them?
Kaiten O'Brien. She gets the layup to go. 25-11 now. Labette on top. They'll give it up top to Fulmer. Now she'll kick it out to Peyton Shields. Shields going to reset. Bogle thought about the long three, decides against it. Now Fulmer going to fire from outside. Kiss off the glass, won't go. Jalen Smith battling for the rebound. She can't get the follow-up shot to go. Smith just rips it out of the grasp. And now Fulmer going to try another three. She's wide open this time. Can't get it to go. And we're going to get a foul. And this time it will be on Jalen Smith. Can't argue that Chanute's not busting their butts out here to start the third quarter.
No, they're coming out with some fire.
Man, whatever Coach Fox said in the locker room, the point was made. Dewey with it. And she'll go into the corner to Jones. They'll swing it around the other way. Now O'Brien. O'Brien hanging out where Tristan Gagg used to make layup three-point shots. You ever watch her play?
Who was that?
Tristan Gagg.
No.
She was a stud. And a layup there goes. Caton O'Brien once again. Now Gegg now what you call it, a super senior at Pitt State. And a little physical over here on the near side. Bogle gets fouled. Fouls charge number 34, Ridley Lynn Cern.
That's what I said at halftime.
Yep. Yeah, Tristan Gegg scored like 2,600 points or something here.
Wow.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. You knew you were in for a show every time you came here. Ball stolen away from Peyton Shields. O'Brien, Euro step, nice move on the inside and gets the layup to go. Caton O'Brien having herself a third quarter. Peyton Shields trapped and throws the ball off the knee of Dewey.
Smartly throws it off her opponent there.
Smartly throws it off of her opponent, but not so smartly, just dribbled right into that trap. You've got to be able to identify that as you cross midcourt.
Well, I was always taught never dribble to the sideline, dribble down the middle of the court.
Like I said at halftime, the little things, Jay, little things. Peyton Shields driving, now picks up her dribble, falling away. Can't get the shot to go off the glass as Bogle battling on the inside. She never does come away with the rebound, but after just battling and swatting at the ball, she was pushed to the ground and gets the foul. And that foul will be charged to Ridley Lynn Cern. And Chanute will keep possession.
Good hustle there by that to try to secure the rebound.
Lynn Cern will check out. Martin will check in. Inbound goes to Bogle. She has to chase it down. Now she'll fire up the three-point shot. Can't get that one to go. Just rattled off the iron. Labette County going with it the other direction. Martin goes to the floor with it.
Wait a minute, I was going to say, she got up. They're
going to get a timeout by Labette County before the travel call.
All right.
It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take the 30 seconds with them. Chanute trailing by 18. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School. Inbound pass stolen away by Bogle. And now Chanute going to go the other way with it. Trying to cut into this Labette County lead. Jalen Smith pump fakes the three-point shot. Now hands off to Fulmer. Fulmer on the inside. Spins, kicks it out to Shields. Shields three-point shot. That won't go. Fulmer battling for the rebound. Gets it out to Shields. Shields thought about another three, but that shot just hasn't been there for her tonight. And drives inside. Gets the floating two to go. Chanute now trailing by 16, 29-13. Little over 4.5 to play here in the third quarter.
See, that's right there is what Chanute needs to do. Labette County wasted no time getting the ball down the court to get into their offense.
Yeah, Labette made a habit of that. They get down the floor quickly. And we'll have a tie-up. Possession will stay with Labette County. O'Brien trying to inbound, just lobs it up. And they say Shelby Wilson's foot was on the line, out of bounds. Possession going to go back to Chanute. Bogle crosses the timeline quickly. She's just going to go all the way to the bucket, misses the layup, gets her own rebound. Follow-up attempt will go. The basketball gods on the side of Tyra Bogle that possession.
Hey, that's just what Chanute needs to do right there. Just keep attacking that basket.
Three-point shot put up by Dewey. It's missed. Jalen Smith going to bring it in. Chanute trailing by 14 now. Tyra Bogle fires up the three-point shot, leaves it short. Offensive rebound by Smith. Smith gives it over to Peyton Shields. Shields going to shoot it. Coach Fox asking her to shoot it, and she misses everything. Coach Fox was over here on the sideline, had that arm going. He wanted the shot.
Maybe he should look at the stats that I'm looking at.
Easy, man. What is she from three tonight? It's not great.
0 of 5.
Yeah. Hey, shoot or shoot, man.
Hey, it's not just her; it's the rest of the team too.
Peyton Shields, she's going to shoot the ball.
I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather her shoot the ball than.
I know Peyton's going to score. It's in her blood. It's Shields' blood. We score. Turnover here. Possession going to go back to Chanute. 29-15, 3.5 to play in the third quarter. See if Chanute can get this down to single digits at least. Jalen Smith going to fire up the three-point shot. Leaves it short. That's becoming a theme here in the later parts of the third quarter again. Layup missed by Dewey. Good defense there. Bogle just to go straight up. No call. Bogle going to bring it down the floor for Chanute. Now they'll swing it to Haviland in the corner, and she misses it off the front iron. Chard, follow-up shot won't go. Peyton Shields gets the offensive rebound. Her shot won't go. And now a foul under the basket. And they're going to get Audrey Dewey with that one. Her third. It's the team's third foul as well. Fulmer going to check back in. Smith will check out. Peyton Shields to inbound under the basket. Got to get rid of it. Puts it into Chard. Chard going to take the three-point shot. That one rattles around the rim but won't fall. And Labette County comes away with the rebound. O'Brien going to take a three-point shot now for Labette County. And it felt like Chanute had so many opportunities to get a bucket here on the other end. Nothing goes right. Labette County takes one shot and drains it. Layup won't go for Haviland. Follow-up shot by Fulmer won't go, and now a battle for the rebound on the ground. We'll get a tie-up, and possession will go to Labette County.
I will have to say we are getting more shots off this quarter.
I'm going to assume the shooting percentage not going up.
And no, sir, it is not.
But to score, you have to shoot.
Correct.
Pass intercepted there by Bogle.
She should have slowed down there.
Hesitated. Now kicks it out to Chard. Chard three-point shot. Went hard off the side of the iron. Won't go. And we will get a foul on Chanute. We charge to number 20, Ashley Haviland. Her second foul. Team second as well. So 32-15. 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. O'Brien with it. Gives it off to Rexwinkle, who just checked in. Now to Jones in the corner. Labette going to swing it around the other direction. And now back to Rexwinkle. And Jones shuffles the feet. That'll be a travel. And they turn the ball back over to Chanute.
You know, Chanute's done a really good job of being aggressive on the offensive end here in the third quarter.
What was the score at halftime? 23-11?
Yes, sir.
So a quarter that feels like Chanute has played pretty well.
23-9, sorry.
So it's 9-6 Labette this quarter.
Yes.
It doesn't feel that way, does it?
It does not.
Feels like Chanute's played as good, if not better, than Labette. Labette's just made a couple of key shots where Chanute has not so far. 1:20 to play in the quarter, and Chanute trailing by 17. They get it inside to Haviland. They're going to say the foul on the floor. That's going to be Ridley Lynn Cern. Her third personal foul, team's fourth. Checking into the game for Labette County, I believe that was number 13, Reagan Roberts. Quick three-point shot put up by Haviland, leaves it short. And Ashley Haviland going to pull down the rebound. Peyton Shields crossover dribble, kicks it over to Ashley Haviland, and she leaves that shot well short. Fulmer battling for the rebound, but she was out of bounds as she touched it. Well, that'll be a turnover back to Labette County. 1 minute to play here in the third. O'Brien with it. Gets it over to Rexwinkle. Now to Roberts. Roberts kicks it back out to O'Brien. She'll backpedal. Now they'll reset. They get it inside, now to the corner. Wilson thought about the three. She'll kick it back up to O'Brien to reset once again. They'll get it into the corner to Rexwinkle. She fires up the three-point shot. It won't go. Offensive rebound. Follow-up shot won't go. And then a foul on Rexwinkle. She was trying to steal that one away from Haviland. Got a little too aggressive.
Who took that follow-up shot for them? Okay, good job.
It was Allie Martin. So Chanute, 22 seconds to play here in the third quarter. See if they can't get a shot here before the buzzer. And in good fashion, Chanute quickly goes to the bucket as Kelsey Haviland up and under move, gets the layup to go, cuts the lead down to 15. Labette will get one more opportunity to score here in the third. O'Brien with it, gives it off to her teammate. Shot put up at the buzzer. And for the second time in this game, Labette gets a shot to go at the buzzer as Reagan Roberts gets the 13-footer to go. Makes our score 34-17 after three quarters. We'll send it back to the studio for 1 minute. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, start of the fourth quarter. Labette County will have possession as they lead this game by 17. Jones with it. She'll give it off to Wilson. And they give it up top to O'Brien, and Dewey tries to save it, but that one's going to cross the timeline. That'll be a turnover. Possession back to Chanute. Peyton Shields with it. She'll give off to Bogle. Bogle crossover dribble, splits the defenders, then gives off to Fulmer. Fulmer kicks it off to Preston Keating, although ball was tipped. Keating was unable to catch it cleanly. Three-point shot put up by Bogle. It rattles in and out. Nevaeh Jones comes away with the rebound. Labette County quickly the other way. As they'll run their offense. Dewey in the corner. She'll fire a long three. And Audrey Dewey drains that one from the corner. It's now 37-17, a 20-point lead for Labette County.
Chanute was 0-12 from three-point range there in the third quarter.
In the quarter?
In the quarter.
That's not great.
4 of 23 overall from the field.
Peyton Shields going to fire up a three and misses everything as it was long. Dewey quickly the other way. Nice pass over to O'Brien, and O'Brien lays it in for two. 39-17. Labette County on top. Keating gets trapped, and Coach Fox uses, I believe it's his fourth timeout. It'll be a full 1 minute timeout, so we'll take the 60 seconds with them. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here, Labette County High School out of the timeout. 6:17 to play in the fourth quarter. Chanute trailing 39-17. Keating with it, gives off to Bogle. Bogle spins on the inside, goes all the way to the bucket, and can't get the shot to go. Rebound fought for, ends up into the hands of Dewey for Labette County. Grizzlies going to go the other way with it. O'Brien now to Dewey. Dewey thought about the three, gives it off to Wilson. Wilson will take the shot, and it won't go. Rebound fought for, goes to Labette County. Shot off the glass hard, and ends up into the hands of Jalen Smith.
I missed who took that second shot. Who was that? Do you know?
O'Brien.
O'Brien, okay, thank you.
Bogle on the inside. Layup will go this time. And two more for Tyra Bogle. Cuts the lead down to 20, 39-19, 5:24 to play. O'Brien will take the long three, gets a rebound. She'll just try another one. Misses that one as well. As nobody wanted to box out and go for the rebound. Thankfully for Chanute, O'Brien missed both. Bogle with it now, top of the key. She'll drive into the lane one more time. Shot goes up, and they're going to get a tie-up. Man. Tough call. And we're going to get a timeout by Labette County as they lead by 20. So we will take the full 60-second timeout with them. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Out of the timeout, Chanute will inbound, and not a strong pass at all. Peyton Shields will come away with it. And now Bogle going to fire up a three-point shot, and Tyra Bogle drains that one from the top of the key, makes it 39-22. Ball stolen away by Peyton Shields, See if she can hold on to it. Bogle ends up coming away with it. Good hustle by the Blue Comets on that possession. Peyton Shields with it, top of the key. They get it over to Fulmer. Fulmer going to fire up the three-point shot. And that one goes off the side of the backboard and then the support bar. Woo. That's one of those ones that rolls off your pinky when you let go of it.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Oh.
Like as soon as it leaves your hand, you're like, nope, not it. Inbound goes to Jones. And good job by Smith swatting that one down and coming away with it. Smith going to try to bring it up the floor herself. And now she'll give it off to Keating. If you were ever going to fire up three-point shots at a unbelievably rate, here's the time to do it. Bogle misses that one. Blue Comets still trailing by 17. O'Brien hard in the lane. And Jalen Smith showing the emotion. And good to see this team still fighting down 17.
Yeah, it seems like they've caught fire here in the last minute or so and been really aggressive.
Might be a little too late, but we'll see if they can make a run here.
Hopefully it would carry over into Friday.
Yeah. And not to talk down on any other team, but Friday feels like that game where you can get right. Pittsburgh, they've got some players, but it feels like a position where you could go play a tough game and win a game on the road in the SEK. Fulmer with it in the corner. Now back to Bogle. Chanute going to run the offense. Jalen Smith thought about the three, now drives. Goes down hard, and nice little skid on the floor. That's going to feel good later.
Yes. She's acting like she don't want to get up. She's like, no.
I think she was letting them know you might want to clean the floor up a little bit because is that her mark where her knee skid? Is that shiny mark?
Yeah, I think so.
That's impressive.
She slid a long ways.
Officials do have a towel now.
17 foul there on Labette County, so we'll be in the bonus the rest of the way.
This happened 2 years ago. There was a wet spot on the floor, and Brianna Wagner, former student at Chanute, was right underneath her, and they were looking for a towel. Nobody had a towel. She just sat down and scooted her butt across the floor.
That a girl.
I'll take care of it.
That a girl.
1-1 here for Jalen Smith. First shot goes. What percent is Chanute shooting from the free throw line tonight?
I believe that's 100%.
That's 100%. Okay. I was right, and that is the first free throw attempt of the night. Second free throw up and in as well.
I was like, oh, man, he's going to ask me that.
Well, I couldn't remember any other free throws, so Jalen Smith hits both of them, gets the lead down to 15.
Yes, that is it. That's the only two we've shot tonight.
Chanute going to apply pressure. They get it in to O'Brien, and O'Brien just sprints down the sideline with ease.
And just to let you know, Labette County's only shot 3 free throws tonight.
Hey, good on the officials. That's my kind of ball game right there. O'Brien driving inside. The shot won't go, but she's fouled, and we should have quit talking about free throws. Because,
that's on me. That's on me.
Yep. So Kaiten O'Brien will shoot 2. We know better than that. First free throw goes for O'Brien. As Kelsey Haviland and Jalen Smith will check in. Keating and Chard will check out. Second free throw up and in for O'Brien. 41-24, Labette County on top. Peyton Shields to bring the ball up the floor for the Blue Comets. And a quick travel there by Haviland has started those feet too quick.
You know, that goes back to the little things you talk about that they need to clean up.
Yeah. So Jones with it. Now she'll give it to O'Brien up top. Labette County clearly in no hurry to do anything, as their best friend is the clock. And as I say that, Shelby Wilson just decides to fire up a guarded three. I'm going to quit talking about the game, because every time I think I say something smart, the teams just do anything different.
Well, I've been watching Coach Fox down here, and he's not animated or anything at all.
Smith with it, driving on the inside, spins, puts up the floating two-point shot. That one will fall for 41-26. It's been a good fourth quarter here for the Blue Comets. Fortunately, the first 3 quarters counted too.
It depends on who you ask.
The Keisha.
They don't count.
Coach Fox pleading with Jalen Smith to come defend further out. O'Brien with it, gives off to Rexwinkle. And Jones, a wide open three-point shot, misses that one. Rebound will be fought for. And Bogle going to come, what? A tie-up. They could have called a reach-in, or even if they would have called a travel on Bogle, I'd have been okay with it. Tie-up was not what I saw coming.
Well, we discussed that earlier in the game. You know, they're quick with that tie-up.
So the possession does stay with Labette County. O'Brien driving baseline. She's fouled. Shot won't go, but she'll get 2 free throws.
It looked clean to me. I mean, unless maybe they called when she stuck her hand out.
First free throw is missed.
She was going for the dunk.
I think O'Brien thought it was a 1-and-1, but it was a shooting foul. Second free throw rattles out off the glass and then back in. For 42-26. Minute 40 to play. Jay Smith brings it down, gives off to Peyton Shields. Shields into the corner to Haviland. She'll give off to Bogle. Bogle thought about the long three. Now Haviland will take the three. That one's missed. Smith comes away with the rebound. Shot goes, and she's fouled. Cuts the lead down to 14. Got to play with this energy the whole time.
Absolutely.
And one attempt won't go, but an offensive rebound for Haviland. Gives it to Peyton Shields, and Coach Fox going to take his final timeout of the game. And it'll be a full 1-minute timeout. We'll take a minute with them. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, Chanute trailing 42-28. But a recent surge has gotten Chanute some momentum. See if they can take advantage of it. Chanute will inbound here on the near sideline. Opportunity to try to cut this lead down to 11. Shields inbounds it to Haviland, and she'll hand it back to Shields. It bounced off her chest, but able to bring it in. Now to Ashley Haviland. Three-point shot was missed, and the rebound will go to Wilson for Labette County. So Chanute really needed points that possession if they had any chance of really making the miracle comeback, but it's like as we go under a minute in a 14-point game, this is going to be Labette's game tonight. O'Brien with it, Haviland defending, and now she'll give it over to Rexwinkle. Rexwinkle now driving to the basket, and they're going to get a foul under the basket. However, that'll be just the 5th team foul as Peyton Shields picks up her 2nd. So no free throws.
That's very unlike Peyton to only have 1 foul.
Yeah, she definitely plays aggressive.
I think Labette's just trying to run it out here.
Oh, absolutely. I'm a little surprised Chanute's not just letting them, but hey, play to the final whistle.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get a tie-up with 19 seconds, and possession will go back to Chanute. So Peyton Shields going to bring it up the floor for the Blue Comets. Need to get a quick shot up as Bogle will fire the 3. It rattles out. Offensive rebound for Kelsey Haviland, and her layup will go. Chanute going to apply pressure as O'Brien going to be fouled with 4.2 seconds. That is the 6th team foul. And Coach Fox said, okay, that's enough. We don't need him shooting free throws.
Right.
Inbound it to O'Brien. She'll dribble it out. And our final score here tonight, Labette County 42, Chanute 30. We'll send it back to the studio for 5 minutes. When we come back, we will have your Sealy Plumbing postgame show. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. We welcome you back to Labette County High School here for our Sealy Plumbing post-game show. Jay, not a great one.
No, it was not.
Blue Comet girls fall to 0-4 on the season. 42-30 was the final score. There are some bright spots, however, you can take away from this game. Second half, especially the fourth quarter, Chanute showed that fire. They showed it's there. It was just too little too late.
I agree with you there.
And really some of the sparks were players like Jalen Smith and Tyra Bogle, Kelsey Haviland being aggressive inside under the basket. And that's something that we haven't seen a lot. There's been a lot of passes around the outside of the three-point arc, but late in that fourth quarter, we saw girls getting inside under the basket and just forcing up shots, layups. Some of them fell, some of them didn't. Some of them got fouled, and they earned trips to the free throw line. Got some free points there. But in the end, it was just too little too late, and Chanute was unable to come away with a victory here tonight. They'll get another opportunity Friday night as we go on the road again at Pittsburgh, as that'll be a fun trip. Always fun to play over there in Pittsburgh. Always fun to go out to eat afterwards. It's my favorite part of going to Pittsburgh. At the best restaurants.
That's because we live in small town USA.
Well, you know what? It never fails. By the time the game's over with 2, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to Wendy's.
Yeah,
tired.
You're like, let's just go home.
Never fails. But, yeah, here tonight, final score, Labette County 42, Chanute 30 on the girls' side. Jay, you about done with those stats?
I'm ready to roll.
Jay is ready to roll. Tell us how we got to a final score of 42-30.
All right, well, tonight shooting, Chanute shot 24% for the game, 7% from three-point range. Labette County shot 41% from the floor and 38% from three-point range. Peyton Shields had 6. Kelsey Haviland had 4. Tara Bogle led the team with 11. Jalen Smith.
Hurry up.
All right, Jalen Smith had 9. For them, Caitlin O'Brien led them with 21. Jones with 2, Dewey with 3, Wilson with 6, Randwinkle with 5, and Roberts with 2.
So all in all, a tough night. I didn't realize that O'Brien finished the night with 21. That was
21.
Quite an impressive stat line for her, as we will be joined by head coach Dustin Fox. And coach, there was some fire there in that fourth quarter. That was something we like to see, as in that fourth quarter. We'll talk about the rest of the game, but I'm going to talk about the fourth quarter because that's what I really like to see. Jalen Smith, Tyra Bogle, even saw Kelsey Haviland under the basket. The aggressiveness from your offense late in the game, is that more of what you're wanting to see full picture, full game?
Yeah, I think we saw us take a big step forward tonight, and we didn't make enough shots over the course of the game to get the win, but man, we played hard. And I thought we competed. I thought we went after rebounds as aggressively as I've ever seen this group do that. I thought we took care of the basketball eventually. We got a little frazzled there right away against the press, but we finished the game with 11 turnovers, and so did a better job. That's a season low on turnovers, and they were pressing the whole time. You know, and like you said, that fourth quarter, we finally got a few buckets to go in. You saw the energy that created, and so I'm really proud of the way we competed. I would have loved for us to make a few more shots and have a chance to win the game, but you know, we kind of dug ourselves a hole there with that 2-point second quarter.
Second quarter to forget.
That was rough, but you know, honestly, you look at the shots and you don't hate the shots. I mean, a lot of good looks, and we just didn't finish, and so that's something that you know, we'll keep working on our shooting. But the way we're playing, I love it. You know, we're playing unselfishly. We're giving it up instead of getting stuck with it. Before, I thought we were kind of giving it up as a last resort, and now we're driving and finding that person, seeing that help defense early, and taking the shots we need to take. And now the next step is just make them.
Coach, I love sarcasm and to be funny. That's just who I am. So I was fully prepared to tell you that it was going to be a 100% shooting night from the free throw line. Jalen missed that free throw there at the end and made it 2 for 3. Not a lot of free throws. Again, your offense, a lot of it is, like you said, based around driving, kicking it out, trying to find that open shooter. When you run an offense like that, there's not a whole lot of opportunities for free throws at times.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought we did a pretty good job of attacking the rim even tonight too. And some crews are a little more sensitive to that, and we probably could have got to the free throw line a few more times. But I like the way the game was called tonight. I thought they let us play, and we had some things go our way when they drove. They had some things go their way when we drove. But I thought it was pretty balanced in the way they called it.
Oh, I definitely agreed. It was a very well-called game, very even on both sides, and no issues there. One thing that kind of caught my eye as the game went on is there was a couple times where you would make a run or have a couple stops, and then it just seemed like Labette would hit a three that just killed any momentum. There was one part in the second quarter, you didn't make any shots, but there was 4 or 5 possessions where you had so many open looks and nothing would fall. And then I believe it was Kaiten O'Brien. She fired up a three. I mean, she was guarded, hand in her face, and, I mean, just drained it like it was nothing. And it was just like, where do you go from here? How do you build on that? Everything was going right except the shots going in, and then just the dagger three right there.
Yeah, and honestly, that's the difference right now. If you look at a lot of the other things we're doing, like this game especially, we're doing things that you need to do to win basketball games. But you got to make shots. I mean, and that being a great shooting team covers up for a lot of other mistakes. And so when you don't make shots, you got to play perfect. And we didn't play perfect, but, man, we gave ourselves a chance even though we shot the ball horribly. And I like the shots we're taking, and I believe these girls can make shots.
So you don't have to dwell on this one for 3 weeks like the last loss. You've got 3 days. You go to Pittsburgh, another road game, tough gymnasium to play in. It's a bigger gymnasium. What do you know about the Purple Dragons? I know last year they were young.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're a little bit older, but still, if I remember right, still a young team.
Yeah, they got one of the best point guards in the league, and they have some pieces around her. And so, we're going to have to be ready to, make sure we get out to shooters. And if we play as physical as we did tonight, hopefully we can give ourselves a great chance to get a win.
All right, Coach. Well, tough loss tonight. Good to see your team battling, though, and sticking with it all 4 quarters down to the final. I think it was 4 seconds left when you finally said, all right, that's enough. So good to see your team battling. Hopefully we'll come back out on the road Friday night at Pittsburgh and can compete and get a win.
Appreciate it. Hey, shout out Ashley Havlin and Jay Smith for taking charges tonight.
love to see it. Thanks, Coach. Again, that's head coach Dustin Fox, as always, joining us. Another tough loss here tonight. Chanute falling to 0-4 on the season, but as Coach mentioned, a season low in turnovers with just 11 and some of the best rebounding he's seen all year. The team just continuing to fight, not hanging their heads, and hopefully here Friday night on the road at Pittsburgh can correct some of those mistakes and find a way to come away with a victory. Jay, we're going to send it back to the studio for 30 seconds, wrap up our Sealy Plumbing postgame show, and when we come back, we will transition in to our Commercial Bank pregame show for the guys. You're listening to Chanute Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. And we welcome you back to Labette County High School as we are in our Commercial Bank pregame show for the guys game. And your Chanute Blue Comets on the road as the number 10 ranked team in the state of Kansas in 4A. They started off 3-0. impressed some of the voters and have earned that state ranking similar to last year. And that's something we've talked with Coach Crabtree about, I believe, twice now in our post-game shows, Jay. The last 2 years, Chanute has had fast starts to the season. They've cracked the top 10 rankings in the state, and then coming out of the break, really just flat-footed losses to teams that they should beat. And what is going to be different about this season? How can they correct that and make their mark and not only stay in the state rankings, but give themselves an opportunity to win an SEK title?
Well, you know, the biggest thing is this team right now needs to learn how to score in the third quarter. I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, they play really well for the first half, and then they seem to fall flat. So I would rather them come out flat the first half of this game and then kick it in gear. Not saying I want that. I'd love for them to have a great game the whole way, but maybe a little role reversal will help this team out. Start the second half on a better stretch.
Yeah, I should have looked at my notes a little more, to be honest, but if my memory serves correctly, the last 2 games before break against Ottawa and then against Fort Scott had a pretty sizable lead at halftime against both teams. In the third quarter of both games, that lead just completely slipped away. Against Ottawa, they never gave up the lead. Fort Scott, I believe the Tigers took the lead at one point.
I believe so. I believe you're correct.
But Chanute was able to come away and win both games. So they've shown that they're battle-tested. They're able to win games late, but they shouldn't need to.
That is
they
correct.
should have been in position to just run away with games and, like you said, score points in the third quarter. So we'll see what happens here tonight. Again, this is a Labette County team that is going to pose a threat that we haven't seen a whole lot of. Now, Fort Scott had a similar threat but didn't utilize it as much, but this is a Labette County team that offers one of the best bigs in the SEK in Hudson Baker, the 6'7" junior. Easton Ewing and Independence, the only other 6'7" player, I believe, in the SEK. That's going to be a challenge for this Chanute team, as we'll see who's in the starting lineups tonight, as it appears that'll be a little bit different as well for Chanute. We'll get to that after we take a break. But it will be interesting to see how Chanute handles the bigs of Labette County. We are going to have the national anthem here tonight. So I believe we're going to have the national anthem. We haven't had it yet, so I would assume we will.
Oh, yes, here comes the flag.
Flag coming down. Yep, indeed. So we will go ahead and take a 3-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and the opening tip-off. You're listening to Chanute Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School as starting lineups making their way out onto the floor, but good news for you, I already have those. And for Labette County, it'll be number 3, Xavier Phillips, number 4, LaTravion Vinson, number 5, Griffin Eaton, number 15, Hudson Baker, and number 23, Matthew Boyle. For Chanute, it's going to be number 3, Larson Custer, number 5, Caden Seamster, number 20, Jordan Duncan, number 31, Parker Henson, and number 32, Brax Peter. So Brax Peter getting his first start of the season tonight. Jordan Duncan going to get his second start of the season. So Elliott Stevenson, who we've seen start the first 3 games, appears to be the first man off the bench tonight. Also, Parker Manley, who missed the last game before the break due to some flu symptoms.
That's correct.
He is on the bench tonight, but is suited up, ready to go. So I'll say this, Chanute's got a pretty good lineup coming off the bench tonight. You look at Elliott Stevenson, Parker Manley, Rhett Smith, and others. There's some firepower coming off the bench tonight for the Blue Comets.
Well, I just hope that Chanute comes out and is aggressive right from the tip and takes it right at them boys, because they got some size over there in Labette County.
The coaches for tonight's game, of course, for your Chanute Blue Comets, Devin Crabtree, and for Labette County, a man who's not afraid to get in on the action himself, Bradley Argabright. He made his way onto the floor at Independence last year, if you weren't aware.
Oh, imagine that.
Yeah, there was an incident, and he wanted to involve himself.
That way to be a coach.
So it'll be Henson and Baker jumping center. Baker got about 5 inches on Henson. Baker wins the opening tip.
With relative ease.
Yeah, goes into the hands of Griffin Eaton, who will run the point for the Grizzlies. Eaton crossover dribble, kicks it out to Boyle. Boyle driving to the basket, misses the shot. Parker Henson brings in the first rebound of the game. Lars Custer going to bring it down the floor for the Blue Comets. He'll give it off to Seamster into Henson in the corner. Henson going to fire up a 3-point shot and misses everything. Rebound goes to Baker. They try to go inside to Baker. It goes off his chest. They get rolled off the arm of Parker Henson. Possession going to stay with Labette County. Phillips to inbound, gets it to Baker. Baker going to drive baseline. Backs down Parker Henson and lays it in with ease. Chanute quickly the other way. Henson with it now to Duncan. He'll swing it around to Custer. Lars with it. He'll swing it around the other way. And Jordan Duncan being guarded closely by LaTravion Vinson has to get rid of it. Seamster puts the ball on the floor now over to Brax Peter. He'll swing it over to Henson. Now the other way. Custer thought about the 3-point shot. Spins on the inside. Kiss off the glass, blows. And Lars Custer's going to get an opportunity for one more. Good move on the inside by Lars Custer.
Move to absorb the contact and still score.
Lars has added that element to his game this season. Last year was pretty much just an outside shooter, but able to get inside under the basket and make things happen this year as well. Turning into a true point guard. Free throw was missed, so the game stays tied at 2 apiece. Vinson driving on the inside, and I'll say too physical was Caden Seamster. Be the first foul on Seamster. First team foul for Chanute. Phillips to inbound on the baseline. Throws it in to Vinson, who's guarded by Henson. Baker going to come set the screen, Crossover dribble by Vinson. Good defense here by Seamster. They lob it inside. They try to force it into Baker, who was double teamed. Now they kick it out to Phillips. Phillips 3-point shot misses everything. Good box out there by Peter and Parker Henson. Seamster going to bring the ball up the floor, now steps back. He's guarded by Baker. Goes swinging around into the hands of Duncan. Duncan, three-point specialist, but unable to get free. Lars Custer behind the back dribble now to Duncan. Duncan going to fire that three-point shot, and he drains it. Jordan Duncan from the left wing puts Chanute up 5-2. Eaton with it. He'll bring the ball up the floor for Labette. Might have taken an extra step there. Now gives it to Vinson. They're trying to force it inside to Baker. Great job, Jordan Duncan, trying to deny the entry pass. Parker Henson there to tip it away. Duncan going to fire up another three-point shot. A little long on that one. The Chanute crowd would have exploded if he would have got that one to go.
Yes, the top would have came off.
Labette clearly trying to force feed it inside to Hudson Baker here. Parker Henson doing a good job making sure Baker right there in his reach every time. Vinson tries to drive on the inside, now kicks it out. Three-point shot is missed. Lars Custer there for the rebound. Good job on the defensive end here for Chanute. Seamster with it. Now over to Custer. Well, swinging around, Brax Peter now with it. Seamster up top, thought about the three-point shot. Now picks up his dribble, got to do something with it. Gives it off to Duncan. Slow, methodical offense here for the Blue Comets. Henson thought about the three. Oh, I didn't like it that time. He picked up that right foot, but I thought he went with the right foot when he put it down too. That left foot never left the ground before he dribbled. Rhett Smith going to check into the game for the first time as Seamster will check out.
Joseph Page has checked in for them there on the other side.
Page and Baker, that's the two big dudes down low for Labette County. Vinson feeds it in to Page, misses the layup. Rebound goes to Rhett Smith. Mr. Do Everything off the bench for this team. Rhett Smith has been the last couple of games. Chanute still leading 5-2. Duncan with it on the right wing, gets it back to Smith. Smith driving, now kicks it into the corner to Custer. Custer backing down the defender. Now they'll swing it around the other direction. Back to Custer. He's got some space. He'll take that three-point shot. Leaves it a little short. Good rebound by Henson. Henson's follow-up shot will go. And good job by Parker Henson finding the offensive rebound and getting free points there for Chanute.
Yeah, good hustle there to get after the ball.
Vinson with it now. And they're trying the pick and roll there with Baker. Good job by Rhett Smith not allowing it. As they went with the bounce pass there, and looked like that was Duncan and Henson again doubling Baker. And nice pass on the inside. They get it into Peter, and the ball is blocked down. Good defense there by Baker. Chanute did nothing wrong, just good defense there by Baker. Eaton with it, gets it into Page. And too much contact there. Going to get Lars Custer with the foul, his first, team second.
Chanute's doing a really good job of denying the ball down inside.
Absolutely. Seamster going to the table to check back in. Vinson with it. He'll be guarded by Rhett Smith. Gets it over to Phillips. Phillips hesitating. Now looking for something to open up. Page baseline wide open. And good job by Page. Lars Custer telling Coach, that one's on me.
Good backdoor cut there to free himself up for that basket.
So 7-4, Chanute still on top. Custer going to fire another three. That one rims out. Good rebound by Henson. They'll fight for it. And that was a tie-up in the girls' game, but not so much this one, I guess. Phillips going to go all the way to the bucket and an offensive foul. That's a really bad call.
It was really bad.
Beneficial, very beneficial to Chanute, but that's a really bad call. As great acting by Lars Custer.
Well, they might have got him for dipping that shoulder just a little bit.
I don't know, man. Lars Custer wasn't any kind of set.
Oh, no, he was still walking.
I mean, that.
We might have him on the floor tonight.
Checking into the game, Elliott Stevenson, along with Seamster, checking back into the game. Stevenson with it, gives it over to Custer. Now to Duncan. Duncan looking for help, finds Stevenson top of the key. He drives inside, picks up the dribble, nearly stolen away. Now Stevenson going to go all the way to the bucket and lays it in with the left hand. Elliott Stevenson extending all the way up to the bucket to avoid that shot getting blocked down. Great job by Elliott Stevenson.
Ooh. Makeup call, perhaps?
On the floor. So much about that call was weird. That was a charge. It wasn't on the floor. Nonetheless, fouls charged to Rhett Smith.
Oh, they charged that to Rhett?
Ooh, they're going to get Seamster with his second foul. Man, I don't know what Seamster's supposed to do there. Hudson Baker just forcing his way through Seamster. So Seamster got to be careful. He's out there with 2 fouls. Eaton with it. They get it inside to Baker. And Baker misses the layup. Good job by the Chanute defense. Rhett Smith tries to force it up to Duncan. It's tipped out of bounds. And Parker Henson going to check back in. Seamster will sit down for a little bit. Parker Manley checked in that last time out as well. Keegan Bates will check in for Labette County, as Griffin Eaton's going to check out. Inbound goes to Duncan. He'll cross the timeline, give it off to Manley. Comets leading 9-4, 1:05 to play in the first quarter. The defense has been fantastic. Rhett Smith driving, ball swatted down by Page. Did everything right except finish at the basket. And Bates with it, and the shot goes up and in. And that little guy can play.
He's not afraid of them big trees.
Holy cow. Keegan Bates, a spark, the 5'6" freshman off the bench. 37 seconds to play. Chanute leading by 3. Stevenson kicks it out to Duncan. Now over to Rhett Smith. Thought about the three-point shot. Decides to dribble back. Chanute likely going to hold for the last shot here. Henson with it. Now to Manley. Now he'll go over to Rhett Smith, who's guarded by Baker. Inside to Manley. That was a lot of contact there. Man. Parker Henson was looking for the foul, man.
He almost got flattened.
16 seconds to play in the quarter. Parker Manley wide open in the corner. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound goes to Rhett Smith. Now Stevenson going to try in the corner. His shot won't go, and rebound will go to Labette County. They give it up to Bates. Bates driving on the inside, and his shot goes at the buzzer. Makes it 9-8. Keegan Bates celebrating, calling Chanute short. Young man, you're 5'6", but keep talking. After one, Chanute 9, Labette County 8. We'll send it back to the studio for 1 minute. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. After one, Chanute 9, Labette County 8. And it's been a spark from the bench from Labette County freshman Keegan Bates, who scored the final 4 points for the Grizzlies. Lars Custer with it. He'll give it into Stevenson. And they're going to get a travel. That's a weird place for that call to come from, but nonetheless, it will be a traveling violation on Stevenson and a turnover. And Labette County going to bring the ball up the floor with Bates. They'll give it off to Eaton on the right wing. Now Baker up top. A lot of size on the floor for Labette County right now. Behind the back dribble from Eaton, and that ball swatted out of bounds by Rhett Smith. Joseph Page, 6'5", Matthew Boyle, 6'3", Hudson Baker, 6'7", all on the floor for Labette County. Tallest player for Chanute, Parker Henson at 6'2". And we're going to get a hold under the basket. That's going to be Parker Manley. His first. Team's 5th foul already. They get it into Page, now to Boyle. Boyle over to Eaton, and that one goes right through the hands of Griffin Eaton, out of bounds. Possession back to the Blue Comets. They still lead by 1.
Basket be big right here.
Manley brings it in, gives it to Stevenson. Stevenson driving baseline and gets the shot to go, just lays it in with ease. 11-8, Chanute on top. They lead by 3. 7:05 to play in the second quarter. Eaton crossover dribble. He'll drive inside, gives it off to Boyle. Now he'll kick it back out, and it goes off the foot of Bates right to his teammate Eaton, who drains the 3. And talk about tough luck there for Chanute. Lars Custer going to bring it up the floor this time, being guarded by Eaton. Henson on the outside with it. Page very aggressively playing defense. And Page steals it away, and he'll go coast to coast and throws up what I'm going to guess is they're calling a shot. It'll be the first on Henson. Henson probably frustrated with the initial time that he was given the ball, and Page was too aggressive and bumped him.
I agree.
First free throw for Page, up and in. Gives Labette County their second lead of the game, as they led 3-1 earlier. Now leading 12-11. Second free throw for Page. Hard off the back of the iron, misses it, so he splits the pair. Score sticks at 12-11, 6:24 to play in the second quarter. Rhett Smith with it. Bad pass to Custer. He's driving on the inside. Shot won't go. Rebound goes to Baker for Labette County. Grizzlies pushing. Barrett Heston is checked into the game. Fires up the three-point shot. That's missed. Is that another Heston kid? You're related to the Eli Heston kid who was here last year? Because he was a pain in the butt for Chanute. Lars Custer driving on the inside. Good move on Baker, the much taller Baker, but couldn't get the shot to fall. Baker gives off to Heston. Heston, another freshman, out on the floor. And that pass just thrown out of bounds to nobody. Jordan Duncan checks back into the game. Parker Manley will check out. Custer going to bring the ball up the floor. Chanute still trailing by 1. Custer now with it on the right wing, looking for some help. They'll swing it around into the hands of Duncan. Duncan thought about the three-point shot. Good defense there from Heston. Skip pass over to Stevenson. He'll drive now back to Duncan, who fakes the 3 once again. Rhett Smith going to back it out. They'll reset the offense completely. 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Blue Comets down 1. Stevenson tried to cross over Vinson. Nothing there. Move on the inside from Custer. Now Rhett Smith driving. Shot won't go. Rebound goes to Labette County. Grizzlies pushing. Eaton into the corner to Vinson. Vinson wide open three-point shot won't go. Follow-up attempt from Phillips will. 3-point lead for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, everybody just standing there watching that. Nobody wanted to box out and get the rebound.
14-11, Grizzlies on top. Stevenson with it. 4:20 to play in the second quarter. Duncan back to Stevenson. They'll give it over to Custer. Lots of passing around the top of the key. The ball swatted down by Vinson out of bounds. It'll stay with Chanute. Inbound goes to Henson. He'll dribble it out and give off to Custer. Henson with it, top of the key. Now Custer being guarded by Eaton. Rhett Smith going to fire up a three-point shot. That's off the mark. One and done again for Chanute. Vinson with it, driving on the inside. Now kicks it out. And they go inside to Baker. Baker has to get rid of it as he's double-teamed. Three-point shot won't go. Xavier Phillips' shot rattles in and out. And we got a timeout by Chanute. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take the 30 seconds with them. Blue Comets down 3. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Out of the timeout, Chanute with possession of the basketball, trailing by 3. 3:31 to play in the second quarter. Haven't seen much offense from Chanute here at all this quarter. What was the score after 1?
9-8.
Yeah, so a 6-2 quarter here. We're over halfway through. Ball nearly stolen away as Henson comes up with it and able to get it over to Rhett Smith. Now back to Custer. Now Duncan thought about the 3, just wasn't there. Rhett Smith on the inside. The number's not in his favor, size-wise anyway. Rhett Smith going to dribble out of it, hands off to Custer. The fact that Chanute's able to salvage this possession is pretty impressive.
Oh, I totally agree. After
the amount of wild passes. Rhett Smith gets it to Duncan, now to Stevenson. Chanute has burned a minute off the clock, and now a three-point shot rattles in and out from Lars Custer. Looks like Chanute going to adjust their defense here. They're going to double Eaton up top. He gets it inside to Vinson. Now outside to Phillips, fakes a 3. Now he'll take a 3 and left it a little short off the front of the iron. Rebound goes to Chanute. Custer going to bring it down the floor, dribbles on the inside. Yeah, not a good idea. I like the heart and passion that Lars Custer shows there, but he dribbled right into 6'7" Hudson Baker. Lars Custer is listed at 6'1".
He said, "Oh, help me," and just threw it up.
Yeah, pretty much. Custer thought about the 3. Now on the inside, and a great view there as Baker had cleared out to guard Parker Henson, and Lars Custer able to lay that one in. Brax Peter going to come over to the table to check in at the next stoppage. Heston with it, puts up a odd floater. It won't go. Rebound ends up into the hands of Griffin Eaton. Eaton up and under, won't go. And Phillips celebrating as well.
Who made that basket for them there?
Xavier Phillips just kind of tipped it in. Parker Henson going to fire up a three. Not a great look there. Labette County quickly coming the other way as they lead by 3. Vincent sidestep, layup won't go. But that one tipped in from Xavier Phillips. Phillips 6'4" guard. Chanute got a box out as Phillips got to that one easily. Under a minute to play, Chanute trailing by 5. Custer with it. Being patient, gives off to Smith. Smith inside to Stevenson. Stevenson left-handed layup and push to the ground. No foul. Chanute down 3. Labette County with the ball. 35 seconds to play here. We'll see if they try to hold for the last shot. They get it inside to Baker. Baker takes some extra steps. And they'll say he's fouled.
The crowd behind us is a little unruly. They're
not a happy crowd for sure. Yeah. Labette County has been charged with 2 fouls this half.
Well,
they don't have a player with 2 fouls. 2 total team fouls. Baker's first free throw is missed. Chanute, of course, with 17 fouls at this point. Brax Peter checking in. Elliott Stevenson will check out. Second free throw will go. So 19-15, 30 seconds to play here in the second quarter. Chanute appears that they will be patient this possession. Lars Custer crosses the timeline about 8 seconds in. Now Peter with it, picks up his dribble. And going to get a moving screen. It's going to be on Lars Custer. I believe that'll be his second.
That'll be his third.
It's his second.
Oh, that's correct. I accidentally gave him one earlier when it was on someone else.
So Labette now with a 4-point lead and the basketball. Vinson with it. Comes to a screeching halt. He'll be guarded by Rhett Smith. And it's stolen away. Lars Custer with it, looking to go coast to coast. And puts the shot up.
And was tackled.
And was tackled at the basket. What are we doing here, guys? Baker lands on top of Lars Custer. Unbelievable, but no call there at the end. And Devin Crabtree letting the officials have it. The foul total was 8-2 that quarter, or that half, and Lars Custer tackled on an attempted shot at the buzzer. Unbelievable. At the half, it's 19-15, Labette County on top. We'll send it back to the studio for 4 minutes. When we come back, we'll have your Row Motors and Trailer Sales halftime report. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, our score at half, Labette County 19, Chanute Blue Comets 15, in a second quarter that featured a lot of fouls on Chanute, according to the way the game has been called. And I only mention that because it was not to the pleasure of the coaching staff or the crowd of Chanute. A lot of frustration there, especially in the final minute or so, as there was some fouls called on Chanute and no fouls called on Labette County, where there was some very physical play on one end and not on the other, and Chanute trying to make sense of it all, really.
Well, I know Labette County is known for wrestling. Maybe the officials forgot this is a basketball game.
Yeah, say not to put this game on the officials, because I really don't think that has much impact. Even in a 4-point game, I don't think the officials have really had an impact on this game. But there at the end, definitely some flaws that could be fixed. But as we mentioned, it's the first game in the new semester for the players. It's also the first game in the new semester for the officials. Got to work some of those kinks out, and maybe we'll have a little tighter called second half. And we even talked about it with Coach Fox on the girls' game, that there wasn't a lot of foul calls in the girls' game, but
that's correct.
Ultimately, he didn't mind the way the game was called, and it's been similar here in the guys, but it appears Coach Crabtree not exactly pleased so far.
No, he was not.
But again, it's a 4-point deficit here for Chanute. The offense clearly not there. 15 points, that's not what you want to see. And it's not what we've seen so far this season, as Chanute has had some pretty high-scoring first halves. They're going to have to figure out a way to reverse it this time and have some pretty good offense here in the second half. Defensively, you've played pretty well. You've pretty much shut down Hudson Baker, the 6'7" junior. Continue what you're doing on him. Close out a couple three-point shots, box out a little better on rebounding, and get the offense going. And that's the recipe for, I believe, winning this game here tonight.
Absolutely. Well, Chanute shot 29% in the first half, 10% from three-point range. Custer had 4, Henson 2, Stevenson 6, Duncan 3. For them, they shot 33%, Labette County that is, sorry. 33% and 14% from three-point range. Xavier Phillips had 6, and most of those were tip-ins he had right there towards the end on missed shots. Eaton has 3, Baker 3. So 6-7, he's only got 3 points at the half. Chanute's defense doing a really good job. Page has 3, and Keegan Bates, the freshman, has 4.
So, yeah, overall, not a lot of offense by either team, really. I mean,
no, not at all.
In a 19-15 game, you're not going to have any stats that just fly off the chart. I mean, the two teams have combined for 34 points. You double that, and you still don't get what Donovan Mitchell scored last night.
Correct.
So it goes to show there hasn't been a lot of offense, but Chanute needs to find a way, needs to find a spark somewhere. I don't know where that spark is. I really don't. As Jordan Duncan in the past has kind of been that spark. Well, Jordan Duncan started tonight. He's hit a 3. That's just kind of what you're expecting out of him in the starting lineup. Parker Manley came off the bench. Offensively, didn't offer a whole lot. One thing I'll point out that we saw last game against Fort Scott, it was Chris Harding.
Correct.
The freshman. That's one that maybe put him out there for a few minutes, let him run the point and see what happens. Something needs to change in the second half offensively for this team to get going, and that's, in my opinion, that's one place where you could possibly find it.
I totally agree. I say put it out there and let him go.
We're going to wrap up our Row Motors and Trailer Sales halftime show. Send it back to the studio for 90 seconds. When we come back, we'll have your third quarter. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, where they don't use their clock at all, apparently. Out of the half, 30-second possession for Labette County. They put up 3 shots. None of them went in. And Chanute with possession of the basketball now. They stopped the clock there at halftime with like 48 seconds left and just put 8 minutes on and started playing the third quarter. So for us guys that use that clock, a little inconvenient, but nonetheless, we're back. Inbound goes to Jordan Duncan. Duncan looking for something to open up. He's got Custer. Custer pump fakes a 3, drives on the inside, kicks it out to Seamster. Seamster, wide open 3-point shot, and Caden Seamster gets it to fall, cuts the lead down to 1. Baker the other way, and his layup goes. Chanute's got to get down and defend Hudson Baker on the other end of the floor. 21-18, 6:45 to play in the third quarter. Duncan with it up top, now to Custer on the right wing. He'll put the ball on the floor, now over to Duncan. Duncan going to dribble into a 3-point shot, a little long. Peter going to get the rebound, and he's pushed. As that'll be Matthew Boyle, the 6'3 senior, charged with the foul, his first. And that is 33% of Labette County's fouls this entire game. They'll get it into Peter. Good catch there by Brax before that ball went over the timeline. They'll give it up to Lars Custer, and he'll direct the offense. Lars left-hand dribble. Now drives on the inside, splits defenders, puts up the shot, and it won't go. And in 1 minute and 43 seconds, Labette County has as many fouls in the second half as they did in the first. Lars Custer will go to the free throw line.
And that young man has both of them.
First free throw climbs out for Lars. He'll get one more.
I think on that offensive set, they were setting up to go to the same thing. Seamster just didn't leak to the corner.
Second free throw for Custer, up and in. Makes it a 2-point lead for Labette County. 21-19, 6:15 to play in the third quarter. Vinson going to bring the ball up the floor. He's guarded by Seamster. Seamster with 2 fouls in that first half. Vinson driving all the way to the bucket. He's fouled. The shot won't go, but he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Fouls on Henson, his third. So Parker Henson now facing a little bit of foul trouble.
I got a feeling this.
First free throw up and in. Boyle to check out. Page to check in. Go ahead.
I think the second half might be a little bit chippy.
I think Chanute got a little ticked off there at the end of the second quarter. Second free throw was missed. Baker with a push that goes unnoticed. Jordan Duncan comes away with the rebound. 22-19, Chanute trailing by 3. Brett Smith with it. Waiting for something to open up. Seamster with it up top. Duncan guarded by Vinson. Now over to Custer. Thought about the deep 3. Now he'll put the ball on the floor and drive. Puts it off the glass, won't go, gets his own rebound, and he's fouled on the follow-up attempt. Foul's going to be charged to Joe Page, his third. No. Xavier Phillips, his third.
I was getting ready to say it.
Custer's free throw climbs out once again. Clearly frustrated. I believe he said he wanted to drive a truck through that basketball goal. Gets the second one to go. Cuts the lead back down to 2, 22-20. Phillips with it. Gives it up to Eaton. And Jordan Duncan got a hand in there, tipped it out of bounds. Chanute supplying pressure. Vinson with it. He'll be guarded by Rhett Smith. Well, he'll get it up to Phillips. Now inside to Baker. And It's got to be frustrating for Lars Custer to pick up that foul on Baker, who was mauled by Baker earlier in the game. That's the third foul on Lars, so he'll have to be careful out there. And get it into Baker as he lowers the shoulder.
There we go.
And Caden Seamster takes the elbow to the chest on the spin move. It's just the first foul on Baker.
Correct. Labette County's coach down there being pretty adamant about it.
Well, that's how he is. If you ask him, Labette County's never committed a foul.
It's probably a good thing I'm up here then.
Seamster going to fire up the three-point shot. That one won't go. Labette County gets the rebound. Eaton with it. Gets it into the corner to Page. Page being guarded by Peter. Good hands there by Brax Peter. Eaton with it. He'll backpedal as Jordan Duncan extends that defense. Now over to Vinson. Vinson driving to the basket. Good move. Gets the layup to go. Makes it 24-20. Labette County up 4. 4:38 to play in the third quarter. Elliott Stevenson will check in next dead ball. Custer pump fakes, now drives inside. Gets it to Seamster under the basket, and he'll kick it back out to Lars. He'll swing it around. And now Brax Peter with it. Seamster on the inside. And they'll call the foul on the floor. And Baker going to pick up his second foul.
I think that's what you got to do. You got to go right at that big guy.
Attack Baker, absolutely. Surprised they haven't tried this. Well, they did try it in the first half. There was nothing getting called, however. Duncan with it. Dribbles out of it, now over to Custer. Custer thought about the deep three. Now Seamster going to take a three and misses that one. Just leaves it a little short. It's the third three attempted by Seamster this quarter. The halfway mark of the third quarter. Labette still leading by 3. Seamster got to be careful. No need to pick up a cheap foul that far away from the bucket. Vincent going to drive, now kicks it out to Page. Page three-point shot. Joe Page drills that one from the corner. Puts Labette County up 27-20 with 3:42 to play in the quarter. We got a timeout on the floor. It'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll take 30 seconds with them. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, 27-20, Grizzlies on top of the Blue Comets. And this is a quarter that eye test would tell you that Chanute's played better. They've won this quarter, and they've been outscored by 3. 3:38 to play. We get it over to Stevenson. Stevenson now to Duncan. Has to bring that pass in on the sideline. Seamster getting on the inside, hesitates. Lots of contact. Seamster gets the shot to go after hesitating. 27-22. Baker easily could have picked up his third foul there.
It's like they're scared to call a foul on him.
And Baker came down on top of Seamster, and that ball's just thrown out of bounds. That'll be a turnover. Good defense from Chanute. Custer and Seamster pushing the ball. Seamster spins on the inside, kicks it out to Custer. Custer going to fire up the three-point shot and leaves it so short that Rhett Smith able to bring it in with ease. Seamster thought about another three-point shot. Now he'll pull the trigger. Can't get the shot to go. Caden Seamster hit the 3 early in the quarter but has missed 3 straight now. No go inside. Baker with it, spins and gets the shot to go. Caden Seamster played that about as well as you could without committing a foul. 29-22. 2.5 to play here in the quarter. Duncan with it now to Stevenson. Stevenson dribbling baseline, gives to Duncan. He'll fire the three-point shot, and everything being left short by Chanute.
Alligator arming it just a little bit.
Phillips puts up the three-point shot. That won't go. And now Chanute another opportunity. Trailing by 7, 2:05 to play in the third quarter. Lars Custer, nice move on the inside. Had to adjust the shot after Phillips altered it a little bit. Baker attempted the dunk, and great defense on the inside. Caden Seamster went straight up. Not only did you miss the dunk, you committed an offensive foul. And now a substitution as Keegan Bates will check in. Bates is kind of a thorn in your side at the end of the first quarter, beginning of the second quarter earlier.
Yeah, you're correct.
So Baker now with those 3 fouls, all picked up within the last 4 minutes. Lars Custer with it, gives it over to Duncan. Duncan going to fire up the three-point shot, leaves it short once again. Tired legs for this Blue Comet team.
That's how it seems.
Vinson with it, gets it inside to Baker. We're going to get Rhett Smith with something. A reach, I believe, was the call. Bates with it, driving baseline, now has to get rid of it. And they're going to say he traveled first. He was trying to bounce on that 1 foot, but it's a little too active.
I think Chanute needs to speed up a little bit and get them going downhill.
1:12 to play in the third quarter. And nice move there as Lars Custer takes it all the way to the basket, challenging Hudson Baker and his 3 fouls. That's a push-off like crazy, didn't get called. And now Page with it, attempting to drive baseline. And they're going to say off the foot of Elliott Stevenson. Parker Henson going to check in. He's got 3 fouls. Lars Custer will check out. 54.3 seconds to play. Chanute trailing by 5. Phillips, the inbound, gets it into Eaton. Now they'll kick it up top to Page. They'll swing it around. Now back out to Bates. Bates driving baseline. And they're going to call a foul on Elliott Stevenson. Going to say he assisted Bates out of bounds. And Coach Crabtree has seen enough. He just walked away and went and got a drink from behind the bench. I don't think he appreciated that foul call too much.
I don't think he did either.
Bates gets on the inside. So Labette County will keep possession once again. Phillips to inbound. He'll throw it into Page, who brings it in with one hand. And he'll kick it out to Phillips. Phillips now driving. He tries to go inside. It's stolen away by Duncan. Duncan going to pass it up ahead to Seamster. Now Seamster driving baseline and tries to go into Stevenson. It goes through his legs, but he's able to bring it in. Now ball on the floor. It was tipped, so it's good for either team. Man, all kinds of contact. Ball somehow ends up in the hands of Rhett Smith. Now it's to Duncan. Jordan Duncan fires the 3. It rims out. And they're going to call a foul on Chanute.
My goodness, what a mess that was.
I don't know, man. 2 officials will get together and discuss.
Did they call a technical on him?
Well, no technical, but something was discussed with the coaches. Clock down to 8 seconds now. Labette leading by 5. Eaton drives in the lane. They'll call a foul on the floor. Both teams now with 16 fouls, so likely a lot of free throws in the fourth quarter. Phillips to inbound on the baseline. He'll get it in to Boyle. And Boyle's shot is missed, but they'll say Rhett Smith fouled him. And that'll send Boyle to the line. He'll shoot 2. That'll be the 3rd foul on Rhett Smith as well.
We have a little foul trouble going on now.
First free throw up and in. And Brax Peter going to check into the game. Seamster going to check out. There's 2.1 seconds on the clock. Boyle going to attempt a second free throw here. One rattles in. They'll get it into Duncan. Duncan going to fire up a 3-point shot. And they'll say he traveled first, but it won't matter. That's how the fourth quarter will end. So after 3, Labette County 31, Chanute 24. We'll send it back to the studio for 1 minute. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, fourth quarter action is all we've got left here in the guys' game. Chanute trailing by 7. They will have possession of the basketball, however, to start this fourth quarter. And it's immediately stolen away by Joe Page. And Page going to get charged with a traveling violation. Great job by Lars Custer just to get in the way but not make contact. But that was after he committed a pretty bad turnover. So Custer going to bring the ball up the floor this time. He'll be guarded by Eaton. Custer going to pull the trigger on a 3. That one won't go. Elliott Stevenson going to pull in the rebound. Now Seamster with it. Makes a move on the inside. Goes all the way to the basket. And the ball swatted down out of bounds by Baker.
Good job of going strong to the basket.
Absolutely. There. That's going to happen against that guy. How is that on Elliott Stevenson? The 4th foul on Stevenson. And I don't remember a game where I've just thought to myself, what are you calling so many times? Because
that was horrible.
Yeah, that's a rough one. Vincent with it on the inside, just throws up junk that goes off the glass. Everything going right for Labette County right now as they lead by 9. Chanute clearly frustrated and letting it get to them. Stevenson with it. And finally gets a call up top. And that's going to send Elliott Stevenson to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. the first foul on Page. Stevenson's first free throw. Leaves it short, and rebound battled for, ends up into the hands of Stevenson. Stevenson driving on the inside, nearly goes to the ground, and then Vinson comes up with it. It's 2-on-1, he hands off to Eaton, and that one climbs over the edge of the rim and in. 35-24. Seamster with it, and Baker gets the foul call.
Back when I played, you say that to the official, and that's technical.
No, he's curious what he did. He broke his wrist. That's what he did. Seamster's free throw is missed. Second attempt for Seamster is up and in. 35-25. Got a timeout, Chanute. We will take the full timeout with them, 60 seconds. Blue Comets trailing by 10. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Out of the timeout, Blue Comets trailing by 10 in what has been a very sloppy, ugly, just not good second half. Labette County with the basketball. They'll cross the timeline. Eaton with it, gives it to Page in the corner. Ball's tipped away and stolen by Jordan Duncan. Duncan looking to go coast to coast, gives it off to Smith. Smith hesitating, shot under the bucket, won't go. He gets his own rebound, and the follow-up will go. Cuts the lead down to 8. Phillips with it, now over to Eaton. He'll give it up to Vinson. Travion Vinson. Feels like he's been at Labette County for 6 years. Three-point shot put up from Seamster. He gets it to go. Cuts it to 5. Labette County needs a timeout. A quick 5-0 run from Chanute.
Yeah, it's great coming out of that timeout there.
35-30. Blue Comets still trailing by 5. 5:40 to play here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, quick 5-0 run between those two timeouts by Chanute has cut this lead down to 5. 5:35 to play in the fourth quarter. Vincent's got it. He'll give it off to Eaton. Eaton back to Vincent. Vincent will go right back to Eaton. He'll be guarded by Duncan.
Little two-man game going on here right now.
Yeah, Eaton trying to spin, break, contain. You got to guard Vincent. Those two clearly playing that two-man game. Rhett Smith able to get the steal. He's going to go all the way to the bucket. Picked up his dribble too soon. And Lars Custer continuing the fight. They'll give it out to Seamster. And he'll give it to Smith. And they're going to call a push. Yeah, Rhett Smith got away with the travel there. They're going to say there was contact there, but Rhett Smith went up and was in no man's land twice.
Well,
that
twice,
possession.
I was saying.
And somehow in the end is rewarded with free throws.
I mean, I'm not going to complain, but woo-wee.
Chanute was owed a couple, all right. Missed the first free throw. Red will get one more.
They're going to go small ball handling line up here.
And Keegan Bates going to check in. Labette, really 4 guys that can handle the ball, as well as Matthew Boyle. Missed both free throws. That's going to hurt Chanute.
That does hurt right there.
4:50 to play. Chanute still trailing by 5. Vincent with it, gives it up to Boyle. Now to Eaton. And it goes inside, off the hands of Phillips. And Elliott Stevenson with it now. He'll give it off to Duncan. Duncan over to Seamster. Seamster crossover dribble, spins on the inside.
Woo!
Wow.
Holy
wow.
cow.
Wow.
That young man must not be watching the same game we are.
That's a tough call on Caden Seamster. Beautiful spin move and just got bodied on the inside, and it gets ruled a travel. Bates with it, gives it up to Phillips. And Phillips looking for some help, gives it off to Eaton. Eaton going to put up the 2-point shot, and that one climbs in off the rim, off the glass, and somehow falls in. Now Duncan with it, over to Seamster. Thought about the 3-point shot, decided against it. The Comets trailing by 7. Rhett Smith driving baseline. And they're going to get a blocking foul on Vincent. That'll send Rhett Smith back to the free throw line. This guy.
He's out of the box. Is that not a technical anymore?
No, it's not. They never call that. And Rhett Smith missing 3 straight free throws now. Baker checks back in with his 4 fouls. As Bates will check out.
I would go right at him next time down.
Rhett Smith finally gets a free throw to go. 37-31. We crossed the halfway point of the fourth quarter. 3:54 now to be exact, as that ball was kicked out of bounds. Phillips will inbound, gets it into Eaton. Eaton going to be trapped. He'll get it off to Vincent. Vincent able to pass it over to Eaton. And now into the corner to Phillips. Phillips going to take the 3-point shot. And man, that one hurts if you're Chanute. And Phillips lucky he didn't pick up a tech, as apparently none of the officials saw that. Signaling over to the Chanute sideline. A hand gesture that wasn't so nice.
Well,
we are going to keep things here as Labette has extended the lead out to 9. Chanute's going to need about probably 50% of what they've done so far in this entire game. in the final 3.5 minutes.
I agree.
So they've got 31 now. It's 40-31. I mean, you look at the score. Chanute's probably going to have to score 46, 47 to even have an opportunity to win this game.
I would see that.
So the offense going to have to pick up. Custer going to bring the ball down the sideline, being guarded by Griffin Eaton. Behind the back dribble. Now hesitates, gets on the inside, going to have to do something with it. Goes to the ground hard. Lars Custer saying, I didn't go to the ground completely on my own. And making sure the floor is good to play on as Lars Custer appears to be awfully sweaty. He was just laying there. Probably a little bit of a wet spot there. Inbound goes to Seamster. He'll fire up the three-point shot, leaves it well short. And the offense, the legs just not there right now for Chanute.
Well, as you said, they didn't have school today, and
Seamster's going to pick up the foul there.
that's a frustration foul right there.
Yeah, a little aggressive into Baker. It's the third on Seamster. So Baker's first free throw, a 1-and-1 opportunity, and drains it. 10-point lead for Labette County. Second free throw up. That one rattles out. And Stevenson quickly pushing the other way for Chanute. Custer with it. Crossover dribble on the inside, and left-handed shot won't go. Just didn't have the English on it. Eaton with it, now back to Vinson. Clock under 3 minutes. Phillips with it, gives it off to Vincent. Page going to fire the three-point shot, and Joe Page drills the three. And head coach Bradley Argabright, I think, just took a timeout to celebrate.
I think so.
Labette has had everything go right here in the fourth quarter.
You know, the only problem I have with acting that way is you still have to come to our place too.
Oh, yeah. Blue Comets trail by 13. We'll take a 30-second timeout. You're listening to Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, it's 44-31. Blue Comets going to give it one last push as they trail by 13. Custer picks up the ball at midcourt, gives off to Rhett Smith. They'll get Duncan up top. A falling away three-point shot, at least at your feet. That's not a good shot there. And Xavier Phillips travels with it. So Chanute, another opportunity now. New life. But Jordan Duncan, I don't like that shot. He was falling away from the basket. At least take the time, get your feet set. Inbound goes to Rhett Smith. They'll give it off to Lars Custer. It was tipped. It went back court, but it was off the hands of Labette County. Good move there by Lars to get inside. Gets the layup to go. Cuts the lead to 11. Clock not your friend right now if you're Chanute. Lots of contact. They'll get the foul first on Rhett Smith before Eaton went slamming into Lars Custer. And Lars Custer going to check out for a little bit.
I don't believe that young man wanted to come out.
No, not at all. Huh. Eaton at the line. First free throw won't go. College basketball fan, Jay?
I love college basketball.
I got a score for you.
KU losing?
It's K-State, Texas.
Oh.
At halftime. You're going to like this.
Texas losing?
It's halftime. Texas 40. Kansas State 58.
Okay.
At halftime.
Well, I mean,
second free throw goes. 45-33 here. Crossover dribble from Custer, and it's stripped away. Custer frustrated. They give it up to Baker, and Baker going to throw it down. And that dunk's probably going to put the exclamation point on this game. Lars Custer going to fire up a three. That one won't go. Rebound goes to Page. And he'll give it up to Phillips. Page with it. And just lowers the shoulder. Bowls over Lars Custer.
he is not happy.
Lars Custer being smart about it. He's walking away because I feel the pain where you want to say something.
Well, I know my big mouth would say something.
Oh, yeah.
So.
People that know me well enough know that I'd have been kicked out of this game by now. Second free throw goes for Page. I would have let an official hear my opinion by now, and I'd be in the locker room by myself. Seamster all the way to the basket. Gets the layup to go. 1:27 to play. A 13-point lead for Labette. They get it up to Baker. Baker pushes Henson out of the way with his right arm and then gets fouled. You saw that too, right?
Oh, yeah.
It appeared he pushed him off. Okay.
But I think Henson wasn't going to let him dunk the ball again no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
I would have cut his legs first.
So Baker at the line. First free throw goes. Stevenson going to check in as Lars Custer will check out. You see Parker Manley this entire second half?
No, he was in barely in the first half.
Odd. Second free throw goes. And that ball is going to be thrown away.
That was unclassy.
Yeah. I'm going to just keep my mouth shut because I know if I was on the floor.
Me and you both.
So under a minute to play now. Chanute trailing by 15. A game that feels less about what Chanute's done wrong and just everything that's gone right for Labette County. 3-point shot put up by Stevenson. That one goes. Cuts the lead back down to 12. So what's going to be more important for this Chanute team is how they respond on Friday night, because the eye test again tells me these two teams play 10 times. Chanute's probably winning 7 to 8 of them.
Oh, I agree.
The way they play defense on Baker, I believe Chanute is by far and away the better team.
Just had to make shots.
Just a weird game here today that can't let define you. You've got to correct your mistakes. Find a way to get more wins as the season goes on. Final score here in Altamont, Labette County 50, Chanute 38. We'll send it back to the studio for 5 minutes. When we come back, we'll have your Sealy Plumbing postgame show. You're listening to Chanute Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3. Back here at Labette County High School, where Chanute falls for the first time this season on the boys' side. Final score here, Labette County 50, Chanute 38, a 12-point loss. A tough loss in a game that, as I mentioned before, didn't necessarily seem like Chanute did a lot wrong. Labette just had a lot of luck. So many things go right. And
Absolutely.
a couple of frustrating calls that went against Chanute or didn't go for Chanute. And it definitely appeared at times, players, even coaches to an extent, let it get to them and let it affect their mentality and got down on themselves and allowed Labette County to make a run and really take control of this game.
Yeah, it's calls here and a call there, and then there was a lot of contact a lot of times that wasn't called. I mean, on both ends. I'm not saying just on our end, but it was definitely a rough second half.
Yeah, it was 19-15?
Correct.
At halftime. I don't have the math right now in my head to do that for what it was in the second, but really even there late, Chanute got some points that made it look closer than it was there in the fourth quarter. Just a very frustrating loss, and I'm going to try to get Coach to explain it, how he felt what happened tonight, because I really don't know at this point. I don't really have the words for just what it was that went wrong.
Right. I see Coach is headed this way.
And we'll talk to Coach here in about 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get stats before we sign off. Although I don't think that's going to look too pretty either.
I'm going to take this back there with me so I can figure out field goal percentage while you're talking to Coach.
Yeah, it's just, overall tonight, some frustrating calls, frustrating that it didn't seem like it was there. And, as I mentioned earlier in the girls' game, maybe my former counterpart, Kane Carpenter, was right that playing a game on a non-school day is just a recipe for disaster if you're the road team.
I think you could be right there.
Nonetheless, we'll get Coach's thoughts on it. As again, pleased to be joined here again tonight by head coach Devin Crabtree. Coach, a frustrating loss here tonight. I guess first and foremost, I'm just going to let you give me your thoughts on it before I ask any of my questions I've got for you.
Yeah, I think it's just a typical game at Labette County every year. We yet to win over here since I've been here, and I thought our guys battled and the effort was there, and just made some mental errors. Free throws obviously were a big issue, and just shooting the ball in general was tough for us. When you got a 6'7" dude that can play, is able to erase a lot of stuff at the rim, we got to be able to hit some shots to kind of combat that, and just didn't quite ever get it going. Still proud of the guys and their effort.
Yeah, the effort was definitely there. So here's a theory that it's kind of run through my head all day. I did games down in Independence for a while, and my former partner down there, he always told me the hardest thing to do in high school basketball is to play on the road on a day when you don't have school.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not here to make excuses for you.
Right.
But, I mean,
yeah, it adds challenges for sure.
It definitely makes it tougher. It definitely seemed like the longer the game went on, like three-point shots that weren't layups, everything just felt like it was getting left short.
Yep.
It just wasn't quite there. And, again, players didn't look tired. I mean, the effort was there. Everybody was running up and down the floor. But it just something from this game was missing. But even Jay and I were talking. We couldn't figure out what it was. I mean, we couldn't really pinpoint what you guys did wrong to lose a game by 12 points. It just seemed like every time Labette needed something to go right, boom, it happened.
Yeah, it did. They did a good job of just a game plan and kind of took us out of what we've been doing up to this point, and just couldn't quite execute. We had our opportunities, just couldn't quite get it done, but nonetheless, still proud of the guys and where they're at, and we'll be okay.
Yeah, that's one thing I said right as it went final. It's not about letting this game define you. It's about how you respond Friday night, as it'll be a tough one at Pittsburgh. One final thing about this, and something, again, Jay and I talked about, not blaming this game on one thing by any means. You're a better man than I am, because there were some calls out there tonight. They weren't necessarily bad calls, but frustration on one end to go to the other end, and it was just, you could see the players. It's a little bit. It felt like some of the players got down on themselves and let some calls that seemed questionable, to say the least, got to them. It just kind of mentally got to them.
We talked about it. We talked about it all week about how this is the hardest place to play in our league for sure, and just how there's going to be some calls that we aren't going to like. And you kind of said it already, but we talk about responses, not reactions, and we can't let those things affect us. And I didn't notice it a lot, but deep down it does, and I get frustrated. Then I coach differently, and then just things kind of start to turn, and you can feel it. And we just got to try to do a better job of not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, I saw you take a water break there, and then towards the end of the second quarter.
I took a lot of them. Yeah, I took a lot of them.
I thought, yep, that's one of those ones you've just got to walk away for a second, take a drink. Coach, again, tough loss here tonight. On the road again Friday night at Pittsburgh, another tough place to play. It's a bigger gymnasium.
Yeah.
It's just the way it's set up.
Mm-hmm.
It feels bigger. What do you know about the Purple Dragons so far going into the season?
I mean, they're arguably the best team in the league, or at least most talented, I should say. They got a lot of talent, and they got some guys that can play. It doesn't get any easier, and teams certainly don't get any smaller, which obviously, that's kind of the difference between our roster and some of the others. So we'll have to do a good job around the rim with some of their big guys, and then they've got some shooters out there. So it's going to be a tough one for us. But we're excited, and to me, there's nothing better than after a loss, trying to get to beat a team that doesn't have many losses and probably the favorite to win our league. So we're excited for that opportunity.
It's pretty kind of what I talked about with Coach Fox. It's not about dwelling over the loss. It's how you respond at the next game. And the girls, unfortunately, I mean, they had 3 weeks where they had to sit and think about it.
Yeah,
and
right.
Luckily, you've got 3 days, quick turnaround Friday night. It's on the road again, but after that, it's like 6 straight home games or something crazy like that. So that'll be nice.
Yeah,
Tough competition.
Yeah, yeah. Nice to be at home. We'll have some tough ones on there.
So again, Friday night at Pittsburgh, we'll have all the action right here, Coach. Appreciate you coming and talking with us. Tough loss here tonight, but I know you'll have the team back ready to play Friday night.
Yep. Thanks for being here.
All right, no problem, Coach. And that's head coach Devin Crabtree joining us tonight, as he always does. We appreciate him coming up and having a quick word with us. We'll get Jay back in here real quick to go over some of the final stats, and then we are going to head on out of here as it's almost an hour drive to get back home, as we've all got work tomorrow morning. So, Jay, again, as Coach was saying, the effort was there, and he even alluded to it. I brought up no school today on the road, and he was like, yeah, it adds a challenge. It makes things tougher. So he acknowledged it, that, yeah, that's not just some crazy thought. It's real. And then, of course, he mentioned multiple times in that interview that this is the toughest place to play in the SEK. I agree with that. Labette gets calls, and I don't think the officials do it on purpose. I really don't. But I do believe just the atmosphere in this gymnasium, something about it, it has an influence. It really does. It changes the way games are called. And unfortunately, here tonight,
I can see that.
It got to Chanute. Coach Crabtree acknowledged he's never won in this gym as a coach.
Oh, well,
as a player, I don't know.
Independence used to have that when they had, I want to say lousy because that's what we called it, but
Lousy
gym, but I mean, that's.
But yeah, here tonight, tough loss for the boys. They'll have an opportunity to quick turnaround Friday night. Jay, let's go over quick stats.
All right. Custer had 10, Seamster 11, Henson 2, Stevenson 9, Duncan 3, Rhett Smith 3. We shot 29% for the game, 16% for 3-point. For them, Phillips had 9, Bison had 5, Eaton 8, Baker 12. We should have got 6-7 down to 12 points. You did a really good job defensively. Boyle had 2, Page had 10, Bates had 4. They shot 49% for the game and 50% from 3-point for the game, which actually they were perfect from 3-point in the second half, and they shot 71% in the second half. They were perfect in the fourth quarter from the field.
Makes it tough to win games when a team does that. Like I said, it felt like Labette just could do no wrong in the second half. And
everything they threw up went in.
They took smart shots, but yeah, it was a struggle for the Blue Comets. Jay, got anything else on this one, or are we ready to move on to Pittsburgh?
I'm ready to move on to Pittsburgh.
Girls lose a tough one, guys lose a tough one, and yeah, we're done with Labette County in this gym anyway. They'll come visit our place in about a month or so, but yeah. Not a friendly gym this season.
No, not
was
at all.
Harrison Gymnasium. So hopefully it'll be the last time we have to come here for a while. Again, Friday night we will be back on the air. Girls, approximately 6 o'clock. Guys, 7:30 or so. Should be 2 good matchups as Pittsburgh has Some pretty talented rosters over there, but I think it's 2 games. Both teams can win if they play the games the way they want to play. So, Jay, it's been fun here tonight. It's been a long night. It's first night back off the long break. I'm tired. I know you're tired.
Why am I tired? I didn't do nothing today.
Oh, well, I'm tired.
I took a nap.
I worked today, so I'm tired. But
I don't have a job.
You bum. Anyway, enough of us jabbering on about our lives. To everybody that tuned in tonight, appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
For tuning in and supporting these kids as they're out here battling. And not to even compare it, but I think everybody in the world, after the events last night that took place on Monday Night Football, I get football, basketball, totally different game. Professional, high school, totally different game. But sports in general are something in life that can change a life.
Absolutely.
It brings happiness to people. It brings thrill to people. It's more than just a game. And last night, we saw a young man who nearly lost his life playing football and still battling for his life. And to come out here the next night and see these high school kids, I mean, I'm not going to say put their life on the line, but you never know what can happen.
Absolutely.
And
You're
they bust their butts. They've busted their butts in practice for the last 3 weeks during winter break. And they come out here and they put it all out there on the floor to try to get a win that in the long run means nothing. In the long run, in 20, 30 years from now, half these kids aren't even going to remember they played on the basketball team.
You're right.
But they bust their butts and they put it out here. So for the fans, parents, grandparents, whoever it is watching, tuning in on the air, thank you for supporting these kids, and to the sponsors that give us the opportunity to come put these kids on the map or on your phone screen or smart TV or laptop or just on the radio, whatever it is. Thank you to all of our sponsors for letting us come out here and do this. And thank you, Anthony, back in the studio, for not only running the board tonight, but for putting up with my stuff all the time. trying to call in sick. I told him earlier today, I was like, dude, I don't feel good. I don't know if I can do the game tonight. And he was like, well, let me know. And then he texted me back later, and I was like, I got this. I'm going. I can't back out. So, again, everybody, thank you for just supporting just not only Chanute High School athletics, but just all athletics, life in general.
Absolutely.
And remember, cherish every moment of it. And sorry, I got a little sentimental there at the end. That's just what I do.
That's all right, man. That's part of it, And you're right. I mean, it's this game is bigger than just a sport. It's
part of life.
Part of life.
For some people, yeah, it's everything. For some people, it's nothing. But as a community, as a community, as a just existence of the human population, sports are important, but sometimes there are things more important. So for people to take time out of their day to support others doing the things they love, it does mean a lot. So with that being said, we're going to sign things off. We'll be back Friday night in Pittsburgh. We'll be on the air around 6 o'clock. You can just tune in on 95.3 or check it out on YouTube, going to kinz.biz. Many ways to find us, but we will appreciate it if you tune in Friday night. That's going to do it here tonight from Altamont. Again, girls lose, guys lose. Try to bounce back Friday night. You've been listening to Chanute Blue Comet Basketball right here on Z95.3.